go. Are you loud enough?
Am I loud enough?
Am I loud enough?
Put the dog away.
The cat isn't on me.
She
Moving
always
in.
she checks out every new. I'm turning you down actually a little bit because you're
Okay.
buzzing.
Who?
You're buzzing.
Oh, I am buzzing.
Gus is buzzing.
Gus the
He
Buzz.
keeps buzzing. it's just
like
it's
that?
sounding worse every time you shake that thing.
Mm.
Yeah, it's more of a gaming setup.
Yeah, it's like teenagers
No
gaming dream.
Teenage gaming dream.
Teenage gaming dream. Let me see. I'm gonna turn.
gonna swallow
I'm
my
tweaking
gum.
with the levels here. You're swallowing your gum right now.
Swallow it, yeah.
Oh, another
All right.
pod.
Another pod. Another guest.
Episode probably almost 30. We got a new guest. It's about time we had a new guest.
Yeah, it was getting kind of boring, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
No, it's not, dude. Get those burgers.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
It's
keep it
pretty
down.
Good. Pretty good.
I'm gonna mute him. Where's the mute button?
I'm sorry.
Is your full name Nicholas?
My full name is Nicholas.
It
is. About 6th, 7th grade, I decided it was time for a rebranding. So I went with Nick.
You rebranded.
Yeah, Nicholas is such a young person name.
It is.
It's such a young
I've
person
only
name.
known one Nicholas, and he
Yeah.
also rebranded to Nick.
Yeah. You don't do Nicholas.
No.
But his dad's name is Nick, the one I know that's not sitting right here,
Yeah.
and so he's Nick Jr., which I think is funny.
Nick Jr. Like Nickelodeon.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
We used to say that in high school. Someone would say that every once in a while to Nick in high school. It'd be like Nick, and he'd just be like,
that
he'd just
pisses
be like,
me off beyond belief.
he'd be like,
Really?
Yeah.
oh,
What's your favorite Nick Jr. cartoon?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even
Backyardigans.
really know. Like,
Backyardigans
that
for
was-
sure.
Backyardigans. Or
That is pretty solid.
Your
Back at the
backyard
barnyard.
friends.
You remember Back at the Barnyard?
No.
Is that the one with like the cow that's always showing off his tits?
yeah.
They made a video game of that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he had them things on.
I have to
Yeah.
make an announcement for all the listeners, just in case I'm not on the next pod.
What?
I have a bad sinus infection.
Yeah, right.
I'm actually.
Yeah, right.
I'm not
bro.
sure that it's actually a sinus infection, but I've been getting lightheaded and my face is pressurized, so I'm not sure if I'll be here next episode.
No, you.
Have you tried blowing your nose?
Yo.
No, what is that? Can you explain? Can you elaborate?
You take a piece of cloth. Some of the older folks call them handkerchiefs.
Okay.
And you just kind of like, and it's just
Yeah,
like,
get that infection out of there.
Blow the infection straight out.
yeah.
Wait, Nick, can I have one of these?
Like a
Can I have one of these
geezer.
Yeah,
purple
what did
guys?
you what did you
What'd you
bring?
So
You gotta explain it.
those ones over there, those are the white zombies. I like those. I'm not big on like the light beers, like the white ones. I'm more of a stout kind of guy, but I like those quite a bit. They're,
Okay.
They're Catawba, so they're somewhere in North Carolina. I don't really know, probably near Catawba.
Catawba County, right?
Yeah.
Isn't Charlotte Catawba?
No, Charlotte
Oh.
is Iredell. Well, Charlotte's Charlotte Mecklenburg.
Oh.
Mooresville is Iredell. But Sycamore, the other ones I brought, that's from Charlotte. That's a Charlotte brewery.
Oh, so you brought local from
Yeah.
your locale.
Sort of, kind of.
Yeah, you moved away.
I've not tried those ones specifically, but Sycamore has got a lot of the good ones I like. It's kind of like Trophy, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it's similar to Trophy, but like over in Charlotte.
Is Trophy just super local to us right here?
Yeah.
That is
I don't know
good.
that.
That
Do you
is
want me to
good.
grab you one? You're kind of far.
Yeah.
Which one?
Give me I'll try a Sycamore if you don't mind.
This one?
Yeah.
The yellow one?
Yeah, the yellow one.
One of these sycamores you want?
One of the Sycamores,
Okay.
yeah. The beer. Alcohol.
That's what I'm talking about.
I kind of like
What is
that
The
cap.
Sycamore drippy.
What?
Look at it.
Oh, it's actually the
It's got the
drippy.
melting
Yeah.
popsicle on it.
I kind of
It's
like
got
that.
water dripping
it's
off
kind
of
of
it.
drippy. He looks high as hell too, faded than a hoe.
Made it unnecessarily perhaps.
I do think I'm gonna go to the doctor this week, though. I'm getting
No,
worried.
you're not.
I'm getting
dude.
worried about
No,
it.
you're not.
All right, when I next podcast, when I come back and I'm like, I have a serious sinus infection that's blowing its way through my blood-brain barrier and it's about to infect my brain, you're gonna laugh.
What would they do 100 years ago?
Die?
Yeah, looky.
No, they don't. They didn't
Yeah, they
die
died. They
100
passed.
years
They
ago,
passed
dude.
on. They
didn't
passed
die
on.
They
100
probably
years
just
ago,
like
dude.
prescribe you a little bit of cocaine, and then when you start bleeding out of your
Yeah.
nose, that's
That
probably when it's a
booger
little bit too
sugar.
late.
Yeah, you need that booger sugar.
I need that booger sugar.
Yeah, you could snort something like thick, and so it'd clot up.
Like cottage cheese.
Yeah, and so it'd clot up your infected place.
You're right.
Is that what it is? It's a cut in your sinus?
No,
that
no.
gets infected?
There's two sinuses, right? There's the superior and the macterial. And the macterial, I'm making all this up, but
You've been on the WebMD too
Yeah.
much in the past few
Mayo
days.
Clinic.
Yeah, yeah.
there are two though. There's for real too. I'll show you.
Is Mayo Clinic just like WebMD
sinuses.
for white people?
Yeah.
Isn't WebMD for white people too? Black people don't really, I feel like, use the internet that much.
No, and
and
they-
when they do, it involves fireworks.
And they don't get
There's
sinuses infections because they got a lot
There's a
better airflow.
there's a cracker clinic too, isn't there?
Probably. Let's see. Look at this. Healthy sinus versus infected sinus. The ones up here, I'm probably worried about
That's a
those.
good picture. Okay, there we go.
It's just full of gloop.
See, I got gloop up there, and that gloop is supposed to drain out of like one of these little reservoirs. And see here is all full.
Oh,
My-
it's not draining. It's not draining.
Yeah, and the obstructed
Yeah.
opening. I don't think I have this fluid anymore. That's what I did have. That stuff drained, but it's this inflamed upper, the frontal versus the maxillary. My maxillary is empty, but my frontal still has it. And
What about your ethmoid?
my ethmoid, I think, is kind of just inflamed, but it's just obstructed. You know.
How's your septum? Is it like straight?
Septum.
Honestly, I haven't gotten that far yet in
Okay.
WebMD, but
I've kind of heard that like deviated septums are kind of like a
that's
pretty
a birth.
common
That's
common
yeah,
issue.
that's a big deal.
That's
actually.
a birth effect or
Yeah.
defect.
Well, like it can get worse over time, kind of like an
Birth
astigmatism. Like you can have it when you're born, but like it gets worse until
Deviated
it causes
septum.
problems.
Oh, it makes your nose twist up.
Yeah, like it kind of
Look, it
leans.
twists up her
it leans
nose.
a certain way. Those are like severe cases.
Oh, whoa!
But like it can like clog up your sinuses a little bit.
That girl's nose is hitting something.
Man.
She hitting the stinky nose.
She is. She's hitting the stanky nose.
God dang.
I'm gonna stop looking at this. It's bothering me. I'm not even gonna put it on there.
Don't look at that video for later.
Yeah. So yeah. Here's what I have to say. And I've been thinking about this a long time. I think I have
Cords
a
in my
sinus
toes.
infection.
Wouldn't your forehead be bulged if you
Yeah,
had the upper
it is a
toric?
little bit. It is.
It is?
Yeah.
It doesn't look it.
You can detect it. If you feel it, you can detect it. There's a slight bulging.
If you detect it, you can detect it.
Yeah.
And
So I'm
when
gonna
you
go to
notice
the I'm gonna go to the what's it called? The guy with the white cloak. He's got all his minions.
the KKK.
The wizard?
Different. No. He wears like a white cloak, and you go to his little place, and he looks at you and he gives you
Yeah,
potions.
you're going to see the Grand Master.
Yeah,
That one. That's a different cloak. He wears like a more of a like professional cloak.
Yeah,
Ghost.
yeah. Yeah, the GM.
Yeah,
The Knights Temple.
it might be. He runs the.
Is it part of the Masons?
I don't think so.
They're going to the Freemasonic Temple.
I can't think of it. But
You
there's a
ever,
place. There's like a bunch of them around.
Oh, it's the Knights Templar.
Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like
The Devil's Tramping Grounds.
it might be. It actually might be.
That's a aviator beer.
I've been there. I've been there. It's not as scary as they make it sound.
Yeah, you know what that place is? The Devil's Tramping Grounds. Explain it. Explain it.
It's a spot in the woods where nothing grows.
Within
a
That's
tent.
where all the witches convene.
Yeah, that's where we convened.
They
And
camped there.
We camped there for a night. Nothing happened. We
It-
tried to make stuff happen. Nothing happened.
That's what I don't know, Nick. I don't know how you feel about like ghouls and ghosts and goblins and stuff.
Yeah, they're straight.
They're straight. Wait, do you believe in them?
No, I mean, I don't know.
What about gnomes?
No,
You don't believe in gnomes?
I used to.
What
You
happened?
know, like I like.
Did you get gnomed?
hit puberty.
They got him.
Puberty.
They hit him with the memory
Yeah,
eraser.
you been good know.
You know, like the little things that fall off the tree, and it's like a little spike off of a stem.
Little
It's
monkeys.
Nah, it's like a little twig, and it's got like a spike,
A pine cone.
sort of, kind
A
of. Not
gumball.
really, but like
a gumball.
yeah, it's just like a spike with a stem.
It's
Used
just
to
like
call 'em-
one
Used to
spike?
call them like gnome swords.
It looks like those medieval ball things.
No,
Oh.
not those ones.
Like, what kind of tree does it come off of? You're the
I don't
The
know.
tree
man.
guy.
I don't know.
Oh yeah. For everybody who's listening, if you need anything to know about trees,
Google it.
just Google it.
Just Google it.
Because Nick can't tell you.
Yeah, I can tell you, like,
Nick is into the bonsais.
Novice.
He's been growing the bonsais.
like a novice. At this point, I'm just watering them, hoping they live to the next day. But I've got all my books. I've got all my online classes. It's just trying to
watch
like
The
actually
Karate
like
Kid.
absorb as much information that happens to. And
Do you
just
have your
hope that I
own
get something right.
personal bonsai, or are you just prepping?
I've got a bunch of trees that I'm just growing out right now,
Yeah.
keeping them alive, fertilizing them, helping them kind of like grow. Then like, I think this next spring I'm gonna try and like actually like start repotting them, wiring them, pruning them, trying
What
to like
what is
actually-
wiring them?
Wiring? It's like you take like actual just like wire, like metal wire,
It's like
and you
tree
just like
braces.
you wrap it around like the trunk and the branches, and you literally like bend it into the position you want it to be.
Okay.
So you can give like the trunk, instead of it going like, just like straight up, you can put like some movement into it.
Okay.
Because they got different kind of styles of bonsai that you can do. They got like, it's a lot.
You don't,
It's
you,
a
don't,
lot.
you don't have to start it from a baby. You can like grow it a little bit and then
No,
move
it's
it.
like, yeah, the thing is like, if you start it from a seed, you have like complete control over how it's going to look. You can like, from the very beginning, you can kind of like determine like how it's going to look. But if you get like nursery stock, or you get like a sapling or something, or like you can go out into the woods and just like dig up a tree.
Just like the spriglets of trees
Yeah.
growing, you can just get one.
But at that point, it's like it's already got some years on it. It's already grown some, so it's kind of like you're working with what you've got. And like a lot of people will do that because they'll like, I think it's called yamadori. It's like when you go out and you actually like dig up a tree that you find, and it's like a lot of people just see like a tree that they like, and then they'll work around that feature. Or
What's the
something.
biggest tree you can get and start with? Because there's a couple that I've seen, but they'd probably be big.
I mean, you can take a tree as big as you want, but it's just like it's kind of a point where it's like it's not a whole lot you can do with it.
Mm-hmm. I hear that. Namaste.
It's such a crazy thing. I thought that the bonsais meant that they were super old.
No, but
Or I
that's
thought
like
it was
a
Can they
lot of
get
the
super old?
high quality, like real expensive bonsais are really old because people have been working on them for so long.
So like, what does really old mean to you?
like a
'Cause-
couple hundred years.
No way.
Whoa.
People will like work on trees their whole lives and then pass them down to someone else, and they'll work on them, and it's like it's pretty wild. There's a bonsai that was it survived like the bombing of Hiroshima, and it's like people are still working on it.
Cat just walks on the laptop.
Yeah. But
Okay.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, it's one of those things, kind of like, people use it more so as like a legacy kind of thing.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
They cultivate it and they pass it on to someone who
Look
they
how
think
big
is
my
going to.
tree is. Look how
take
nice
care of it.
is. Yeah.
Can you make a big? So, the thing about bonsais is that I'll tell you, as somebody who didn't know about them, even just a couple minutes ago, I originally thought it was a type of tree called a bonsai.
No. You can make any kind of tree a bonsai.
Could
The
you
whole-
like a pine?
Yeah,
Really?
like anything. Pines are like some of the more popular bonsais.
Really?
Yeah. Like Japanese black pine, Japanese white pine are like some of the most popular. Junipers and some other trees as well, you know. But it's like the whole thing of bonsai, I think the whole, like kind of like the translation of bonsai is like tree in pot. So the whole thing is like it's literally just you're growing a tree in a pot instead
So-
of in the ground.
If I want to start one right now, and I'd go
Where
dig,
do I go?
yeah, how do I start it? Like I dig one up. Let's say it's like just a tiny bit of a tree. Like I barely even know it's a tree, but I can sort of tell it's a tree.
Yeah.
Can you do a poplar bonsai? Because those things grow so fast.
You can do any trees
Well,
in bonsai.
Have you seen a poplar one, or do you know about them?
Not a whole lot.
Do you know the poplars? Do they have those in? Where are you from?
North Carolina.
Do you have those there?
There's a lot of poplars in North Carolina.
Because we'll get a poplar show up. It'll be like tiny,
Yeah.
and then within the summer, it's a tree, like a full tree.
Yeah. It also kind of depends on like where you're growing it. Like a lot of people, when they're kind of like rushing it, because they don't. I mean, like if you want it to look like really, really nice, it takes a very long time. Like some of the high quality bonsais, like what I'm getting at is like you can put it in the ground and it'll grow faster. Like the trunk will thicken up a lot more than if you're growing it in a pot from the beginning.
Okay.
Because it has more room to spread out its roots and take in more nutrients as opposed to like being confined in a pot. But people will put it in the ground so it grows faster and thicken up the trunk, and then they'll dig it up and put it in a pot when they're ready to start working on it.
Oh. It's fascinating.
It's a very complicated.
I've always known, like, since I first found out about them probably a couple years ago, I knew that it was like they were expensive. That's all I knew, and I didn't know why, and I didn't know what they were, but they look cool.
Yeah, the good ones are really expensive, but like the whole thing is like how much time and work has been put into it. And it's like there's this people, they'll have like bonsai auctions where people will like sell off their old trees, and a lot of the time like the older ones, they'll be like the people that were working on them noticed something in the tree that's not really going to work out how they want it to.
Yeah.
So like they can't really do much with it, so they'll sell it off to some people, especially like the newer people, because they won't really know that it's
Wonder
that's
what's
going to hinder them.
Do you know like what the rarest or like most expensive breed would be?
I don't. I mean,
No?
probably Japanese maples are.
Dude,
They're pretty
Japanese
popular.
maples
and
are
they're
my favorite
expensive.
tree. Whoa,
Yeah.
this mic
Is the mic dying?
it's dying.
Because you shook it. Interesting. Oh no.
It's imploding.
It might be the. Is it the?
Is it plugged in?
Hold on.
No. Oh no.
Technical difficulties.
Try
Hold on.
turning it off and then back on.
Hold on.
again.
Hold on. Technical
See if
difficulties.
that
We'll be
works.
right back. Whoa, that smells so bad. Ew.
You got a stinky cat.
Ew. That smells so bad.
Sorry, I've been doing non-dairy
It's a
pretty
wafting
recently,
of
and then I had some half and half in my coffee,
You
and it
ate
was
half
tearing
and
me
half?
up. It was tearing me up.
That's like the worst thing you could eat.
Yeah,
I actually think I might be lactose intolerant too.
yeah.
I've been.
You for
I also
sure
just
are.
went to Cracker Barrel, so it might have been that.
It might be.
in
You
general.
definitely are. 100%. I think I am too, because that ice cream just does something crazy, you know.
Do you remember that Food Incorporated movie we watched in TOK?
Yeah, the one that was like trying to make us be all sad about
Yeah, and like
food.
corn's the devil and this and everything.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
the
Wheat-
devil?
It was like it said something about wheat making us lactose intolerant or something like that. Like the foods we're eating
Wheat's
are making
making
us
us gay.
more turning the frogs gay.
I don't know about that. I don't know. Corn.
I don't know.
I feel like
see
corn,
the way that some of those frogs are looking at me.
Oh, true. The frogs. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
facts right there.
Their mouths kind of creep me out.
They're a little on the wide side. You know what I mean?
They be
They be croaking. They be croaking for
throat
you.
goats.
The throat goat thing is the funniest thing ever. Do you know who Caleb somebody is?
Oh yeah.
He does
yeah.
he does the those little short videos on Barstool that
Oh, Caleb Presley.
yeah.
Yeah.
What are the videos called?
The Sunday Conversation.
Yes, they're so freaking funny.
They are hilarious.
Something crazy just happened to my laptop. Everything is
happened?
powering down right now.
It's all because this mic.
It might
It's
be.
imploding the pod. We'll see you next week.
All right.
Thanks for coming on, Nick.
Yeah, no problem.
Like, okay. So, it says restart required. Why did it come up to translating to Bulgarian?
Oh, no.
What could be going on?
You got some malware on there. Some malware.
Malware.
Some
Okay.
malware.
Gus, we got to tell the story of the cat.
Of the cat?
Not this cat. The cat we found this week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I have a burp on the edge. Sorry, hold on.
So it's like burps only, not farts, right?
It's both.
It's both. We do both.
Okay, because I definitely got one locked and loaded right now.
Do you really?
Yes.
Hey, let it rock, baby. Let it rock.
You just got to know, don't get the mic too close or it will stink for a while.
Yeah.
But you got to get it close
it's gonna
enough so you
stink
pick it up.
regardless.
Well, then just
I
go
got some,
for it.
I got some
He's got the
rain.
All right, let's hear what
half
you
and
got.
half in
Let's
there.
hear what you got.
Nah, it's
It's not ready?
I'm gonna brew it a little bit because
Okay.
it kind of feels like it might
Don't
might come
brew
out.
it any longer than it has to.
Well, it kind of feels like right now if I try a little bit, it might be
It could be
a
like
little more than just gas.
That's good content.
It could be like-
That's good content.
It
Let
might
it
be
out,
a
let it
couple
out.
different states of matter.
we've gotten a couple on the pod that sound like
Yeah.
Mine's probably going to sound like a.
Okay.
Be disgusting.
I want to tell the story about the
Anyway,
cat.
yeah.
Gus is like
So
one day Gus is like, "Hey, there's kittens outside." And I'm like, "No, there's not kittens outside." Cuz we have all the feral cats out behind
they're
our
spawning.
house.
They're spawning.
And so I go to look and he's like, "Do you see it?" And I see like he's like, "It's white." And I see like a white paper bag in the woods. And he's like, "You're standing right by it." And I'm like, "That's not a cat. That's a paper bag." And it was a paper bag. And then like a day or so later, after I just like totally disregarded what he said, like I thought he was just making it up or something, or he thought he saw it. His vision's not that good.
Vision is good. 2020.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I thought it was 2023.
I'm 20. I'm straight in 20. I'm straight in 20. Tyler's in 2015, I think.
So I'm a little confused. Is it like the smaller the number, the better, or the higher the number? The
Yeah.
better?
What is
The
better?
smaller.
The better? It's better if
Like
it's smaller.
2040 is worse than 2020.
So what's the ratio? Like, what is that? 20 what?
Oh yeah.
You talking about like 20?
Like magnification, or I don't know.
It's-
20 magnifications?
I think it's 20 magnifications to 40 magnifications.
I thought it was vision.
Yeah.
But-
Is that per eye?
vision.
Yeah, I thought it was one eye and
Yeah.
then the other eye, right? It's left and then right, 20 and then 20. Because can't you have like 40-20 or 20-40? I thought it was each eye.
It is.
I don't know.
That's what we're asking.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I thought you were the eye master.
The IMAX. Oh my god.
How-
What was that?
What is it? You playing Overwatch?
Yeah. How does I 2020 work? I don't know how to Google that. What would you Google? 2020
Eye specs.
vision, what does it mean?
What's your vision
It's
stats?
visual acuity. It's a ratio that was determined to be the ideal average when it comes to human capacity to see. Blah, 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 blah. What is acuity? Oh. What?
Are we taking a test right now?
I think
2200.
so.
2200.
2020 means your vision is normal. Of course, normality is subjective. Blah, 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 blah. Approximately 35% of adults have natural 2020. Blah, 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 blah. It's not explaining what it means, though. Like, what does it mean? 20 out of what? Or like,
They don't know.
oh, you can see clearly at 20 feet what should normally be seen at that distance. If you have 2100 vision, it means that you must be as close as 20 feet to see what a normal person could see at 100.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So if you see 20/20, that means at 20 you can see normal 20. But
So 20 like 10 would mean you've got like double the vision
got
of someone
crazy
else.
Yeah.
Vision.
Okay.
you can stand at 10 feet and see what most people have to stand at 5 feet to see. Because you got double.
Yeah.
So
Is
yeah.
it 10?
No, you could stand at 5, or you could see at 10.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
Welcome back to
It's
math
good.
hour. Okay, let me think
you
about
could
this.
stand at 20 feet, and a 2020 person would have to stand
10
At
feet.
40.
10,
at 40. Yeah.
40.
Wait, no, 10.
Good eyes.
We might be good at a lot of things,
Good day, son. Yeah.
but we're not good at math.
Just get some glasses.
It's literally ×2, and we
So
can't
this
do
guy's yeah. 2010.
Well, the issue is like the
2020.
left versus the right.
it. Yeah, which one is
The
it?
directions fuck me up.
Yeah, because 20 is 20 feet forward the same as 20 feet back.
The,
Gus's
He's
mic.
using his fingers.
Gus's mic. I don't think when I listen to it back, it's usually not that bad. But when we're recording it, it's so loud. His mic.
yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense in my brain. I just can't vocalize it.
Yeah, I can visualize it, which is probably because I have 20/20 vision.
Visualize it.
But anyway, so I go outside a different day. It was probably the day later, and I see this tiny, tiny cat. I see 2 kittens and a mom. And when I go up close, the mom and one of the kittens, the much bigger kitten, run a couple paces back into the woods and leave the tiny kitten like literally on the edge of the woods, like any predator could get him. And I think the mom keeps telling him to stand there and stay because she wants him to. He's like the runt. She can't take care of all of them, and so she's like trying to get him eaten. And and then I see that there's like 7 kittens. I like once I really start looking, but they're all back with the mom, like nursing off the mom. And then I see the little one. I get closer. He's got the biggest eyeball I've ever seen on a cat. His ball.
He's bald.
So like 25 vision.
Yeah.
yeah.
He had 20/0, I think. He could see in the inside of his head. He was like, but it was so sad because he had this just gigantic, like, it didn't even look like an eye. It looked like some kind of like, just nipple kind of. Or something. I don't even know what it looked like.
Yeah, it looked like a milk dud.
It did. It looked like a milk dud that someone
you like microwaved or something.
You microwave a milk dud, roll it in cat hair, stick it on a kitten.
It was hairy.
Yeah, it had like cat hair on it.
Oh, and it moved. It was moving because the muscle was attached to it.
Yeah, it would, like-
moved its eye.
Yeah.
It would like
You'd see
the ball would kind of twitch.
It would.
Would it like blink?
No.
No, it
No, it was
couldn't blink.
long
There was
since lost
there
that.
was no blinking.
So it was really sad, and so I picked him up, and he was so sweet. He was like meowing a little bit, but he was so small. He was so cute, like the cutest cat I've ever seen with the grossest eye of all time. I've never seen a grosser eye in my life, and I've seen some gross eyes,
I bet you the mod did that to him.
just out of like spite,
Yeah, the runt. She probably slashed his eye.
probably. But so he had the ruptured eyeball. I put him in a Yingling box because it's all I had around, and I put him in the house, and then the dog tried to eat him, which wasn't good. So I put Gus put the dog outside, and then I started Googling around, like what's wrong with him? Can I like fix this?
I think he's got an eye infection.
Yeah. I looked up cat eye infection and then went to images, and there was like regular looking eye infections, and then I saw one picture that looked just like them, and I like clicked it, and it said like ruptured eyeball cat, and I sorry, it made my eye itchy just then. But I started seeing like prices of how much it would cost to get his little eyeball fixed, and so I decided I would put him back outside. So I
Let nature take his course.
I put him back outside.
That's
I let
nature,
him go,
that's nature.
and his mom came back and kind of got him and told him to stay on the edge, and and then
He's like, "You'll get picked up soon."
and then the next day, one of Bub's friends, Bubs told her about the cat, and she was like, "Oh no, we can't have this." She was gonna come get her before work and bring her to like the ASPCA or something, and then instead she ended up calling animal control and having them come out. So we were out to dinner, so we like rushed home because animal control was about to come and try and find a cat in our backyard. We got home, and this like little stout woman got out. She looked like I thought she was a police officer in an animal control car, and she ended up telling us she was a police officer for like 19 years, and now she does animal control. And she like walks over and she's like, "Oh, there's so many cats in Wake County. It's crazy. There's so many cats. All I can do is see cats." She was almost pissed off, and then she saw the cat, and she was like, "Oh," because he's so cute.
Yeah.
And she was like, "I might just save this little guy." And I was like hoping that she was serious. And she was like, "Can you get him?" She's like, "Don't run away. Don't run away." I'm like, "He's not gonna run away. He was told to stay here. Like he was
By
told.
his mom.
And I put my hand out. He walks over to my hand, and I pick him up and put him in her little cage. And the two options are they're either going to take him and euthanize him, or they're going to take him and fix him. But she would have to cash flow the fixing. But either way, like I wanted him to at least be put out of his misery, and I couldn't think of a good way to do it because you can't shoot him. He's too small. You'd miss. Or
no, you could shoot him.
you think?
You could shoot him.
Oh, I was thinking tannerite. Because well, no, hear me out.
Like
hear me
a
out.
flashbang or a grenade.
Some sort of explosive, I think, would be the best way. Because I want to vaporize it. I don't want to. I don't want to see him.
Just take your RC car, put the tannerite on it, drive it over,
and have like a remote fuse.
Yeah,
that would work.
Black Alps won them.
yeah.
RCXD.
The bomb
Or you could, the dogs.
That's kind of terrible.
You just let out the dogs.
Well, that's all I could think of, and it made me feel so sad. I just put out of sight, out of mind. You know, I stopped looking at him.
RCXD.
Don't you think that after that point, you'd probably be squeegeeing all your windows
from cat
yes.
goo?
You get a UAV off that though.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was a good idea. I'm saying it was my only idea. So I didn't know. I had nothing beyond that. And so I eventually just gave up. And then, I said,
how much to do with a baseball bat?
Like, how much would you have to pay me?
Yeah, realistic number.
To beat a cat to death with a baseball bat? Cute little kitten?
Yeah, balled out.
Dude.
Are we talking about the cat with the eyeball or just any cat?
Cat with the eyeball.
Cat with the eyeball would be a lot lower of a figure because I know he needs to go. Like, if it was just a healthy kitten, you're not paying me to beat a cat. I feel like I can't do that. 50 grand to beat a regular kitten or a eyeball kitten.
The worst part is once you have that 50 grand, you could have just fixed his eyeball.
I know.
Choices.
50 grand. If I had
consequences.
Well, you answer. 50 grand, would you beat a kitten?
Yeah.
I probably would too.
100%.
I don't think so.
You don't think you would?
It's kind of traumatic.
It's so traumatic.
You think if you get one good thwack,
you'll get him.
That's all you need.
But what if it ends up being like 20?
But usually after that first thwack, you realize you're going to need a few more.
And he's going to still be twitching and he'll be all crushed.
No, that's the food chain, though.
So
that's
sad.
the food chain.
For who?
For us.
I think
you're going to grill him.
Are we allowed to modify the baseball bat in any way?
No, just straight up.
Are we talking wood or aluminum?
I'd probably do wood.
Are we talking like oak or pine?
I'd probably do maple.
Maple?
A maple bat? This changes stuff. I think I would
talking
go...
like steel core or just...
No steel core, pine tar, though. You get pine tar.
So he's going to stick to it?
You get more grip. You get more grip. I'd do it for probably $500.
What if you stick him to it and when you swing back again, he goes flying and you got to go find him and finish the job?
No, I'd probably do it for $500. If someone handed me
$500?
$500.
That's a huge drop from
We have a cat problem. We have a problem in the county.
That's why I want to start doing the TNR. Trap, neuter, release.
No, that's a BS organization. No shot.
They said they'll do it. I'm going to go buy a trap. This is what I'm going to do.
Explain that. Elaborate.
Okay. So
why is it BS?
They have a normal program. They have a normal program called TNR when they're not infested with cats. Like right now they said they're not even signing people up unless you can catch them yourself. But they'll come bring you a trap. They'll set it. You call them when you catch a cat and they come get it. They neuter or spay it and then they bring it back with a clipped ear so that you know it's already been neutered or whatever, and then it just lives its life how it was already, but it can't repopulate.
I feel like there's a pretty
I just don't like it because they bring them back, and we have so many stray cats.
But they're not gonna hurt anybody if they can't repop.
It might hurt a couple birds, but
yeah, they might be hurting the bird pop.
I also forget that cats kind of live a long time.
They live 20 years.
Yeah,
and they survive. Nothing can kill a cat. It's crazy.
Like a roach.
So for
they are. A car will kill a cat, but they don't get hit that often.
Yeah.
Look at deer. A deer should definitely be able to outmaneuver a cat in automotive, talking about automotes, trying to gun them or run them down. A cat should be weaker compared to an automote than a deer, but they're not. The deer get hit all the time.
That's true.
Deer
You know
cause
what's the-
thousands in damage every
I
day.
think possum is the worst against the automotive.
Yeah, they're
Like
bad.
percentage-wise, possum has the worst against the automotive.
Have you ever seen a possum in person?
Yeah.
Been up close?
I caught one in our trash can.
When you look
Sucker
at 'em,
was in there. He was screaming at me.
They make the most awful face, and they kind of like try and look big, but they don't actually get any bigger or stand up. They just like
ball up.
seize up a little bit, and they go.
And God forgot to put the hair on the tail, which is stupid. It's so stupid.
Low key, when I saw my first one in like middle school, I kind of feared for my life. It was like in a birdhouse.
They
No.
look mean.
They're the
Yeah.
only North American marsupial.
What about the armadillo?
That's,
I don't think
that's
that's a
not a
marsupial.
marsupial. That's an arachnid.
I don't think that's the one.
I think it's a roly-poly.
Armadillo. What is it? I think it's a rodent, isn't it?
Probably.
It's a mammal in the order Cingulata.
Kind of
it's a
looks like an
king.
anteater.
King armadillo.
Anteater with a turtle shell.
It's a mammal chordata.
I
Chordate.
feel like I ordered that at the dang Mexican.
Oh, that's a
food truck.
lot. That's a lot of animals. Oh, it's a Xenartha. Ooh, they're weird. The Xenartha. Like they're in the same as anteater
Called
and a
it.
tree sloth.
Tree sloth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
You don't?
No.
Well, it is Wikipedia.
They got the
Wikipedia's.
arms.
Arms?
Yeah, they got the arms.
They got
yeah,
arms?
Sloth do got arms.
They
They're
got
good
the
at- they're
arms, and
great
then, like-
swimmers as well.
You got armadillos and anteaters that are just like
Do you think armadillo can swim?
Do armadillos make good
Absolutely
pets?
not.
Armadillos are not domesticated pets.
they're sinking like a rock.
They're wild animals that can be challenging to care for, as they need space to roam and dig, and are active at night.
They dig.
Yeah, they're very busy at night.
Busy. So
Just
they're
like my booty
nocturnal.
hole.
Yo, look at that head. Oh my god.
He looked like a basketball.
He's got that Corvette head.
He looks. That's Spalding right there. That's his name. Imagine that guy runs after you.
Oh my god.
What are you doing if that guy runs right after you?
I don't know.
Kick him.
Probably- Yeah,
Kick him. And dribble him.
Dribble him.
Just,
A little between the legs.
you lay him up.
I splash
That's
him.
the only option. 3-pointer.
Yeah, I'm splashing that fool for sure.
What is this right here?
That's Armadillo Natural. That's a coconut and beeswax natural wax blend. It's a
What does that have to do with
it's
armadillos?
unrelated, except their name is Armadillo. This is just the errors and issues with Google image search. Sometimes you get stuff you don't want to see.
Okay.
So I don't want to
Yeah,
hear
I don't
about
use
it.
computers.
Can we get into your video? Because I actually don't have it pulled up
Are you
anymore.
interested?
Let me see if it'll record again, because my recording software that I was trying to start earlier, the cat keeps standing on the keyboard and changing all my settings, and then it like.
Please don't drink my beer. That's mine.
Okay, I think it's gonna work. Let's see. It's working. Okay, pull up the video.
What kind of video is this?
I don't know. He didn't explain. It just-
This is a new sport that I found out this past week, and it's called cheese rolling.
Oh.
And so they take a block of cheese, and I want to go to like the minute mark.
Low key, I've been thinking about that recently.
They take
and like trying to figure out like how difficult that would actually be.
They-
Because I
they-
feel like I could do
You've
it.
seen
You
it?
knew about
I
this?
feel like I could
You've
do
seen
it.
it.
Yeah.
And they take a block of cheese and roll it down a
Spoil,
hill,
man.
and see whoever gets to the bottom first wins.
They're trying to beat the block of cheese.
They're trying to make it to the
Be
bottom.
the first one
They're
to the bottom
chasing
to get the cheese.
Maybe need to let it buff.
It's like basically whoever doesn't break their spine on the way down wins.
There's a lot of injuries every year.
These suckers.
I kind of like them. But I low-key feel like I could do it. Because, like, that really doesn't look like that steep of a hill.
I think I could for sure do it.
No, it looks like they're kind of powering themselves down the hill.
They're going head first.
Check
That's
this
their
out.
first mistake.
Check this
Oh.
out. And I don't. We can't like really realize how steep the hill is. like.
Oh, there's a cheese.
Yeah,
There is a
yeah.
cheese. They're trying to get the cheese. Oh. They get right back up.
I mean, I used to do that as a kid all the time, and there was no cheese involved.
Yeah.
And the winner gets the block of cheese.
No way.
Yeah.
It's like some of them, it looks like they're seriously trying not to fall.
Oh my god,
the cats.
Oh my god, cat.
Like you would think it'd be like some like some infamously steep hill, but it just looks like a regular hill.
It looks like a standard hill.
Some of them do this strap where they go all the way down.
That's like the actual
They just
strategy.
armadillo the way down.
That guy's there's Spider-Man. That's where he's been.
These guys, bro.
He left New York and hit the hills.
Bro, that's gotta be so steep.
Look, he's almost got the cheese. He's almost got the cheese. What came off? Why did he go down with his backpack on? They're running back up?
Oh, no shot. You run back up.
Okay, that might be where he gets me.
Yeah, I would throw up for sure.
Look, guy's got a cape on. Where is this? Where is this?
It's like in Europe somewhere, I'm pretty sure.
It's like Norwegia.
I think it might just be Britain.
He's like, oh.
This seems like a British thing.
Yeah.
Get the cheese. The cheese has rolling down the hill. Go get it. Wow, that guy is good. He's running. He's sprinting down the hill. Oh. That guy looked like he had a facial injury.
Oh.
There's a woman.
Do you know if there's some kind of like special rule for like if you catch the cheese
he
before it
broke
makes
his
it
foot.
down?
No, I don't think you're allowed to catch the cheese.
So if you beat the
There's
cheese
his
down,
son.
you just gotta wait.
Yeah, you
He
gotta
said,
wait for
imagine
the cheese.
showing off to your son by chasing a cheese down the hill.
Oh, there's a
Watch daddy.
cheese rolling.
Watch what daddy can do.
Okay, so there's one,
Is that why their teeth are all fucked up?
Yes.
and they split up the divisions this year. So
They have divisions?
It's men and women now, and
That's a little.
this one, the woman wins.
Put some sound on. The woman wins?
Check
Is
Wait,
this the
Audio's
mixed
not
division?
working. That's okay.
this is the women's division.
A women's. So a woman won in the women's
And At
division.
the bottom, she just freaking bang, dude.
Oh!
And then the bang.
They put a sheet up.
The sheet
Oh,
on her.
God.
She just,
The ambulance
she
sheet.
just hit so hard.
It's kind of making me feel bad for laughing.
Nah, you can't feel bad.
They did this.
They
on
love
purpose.
it.
They knew.
love it.
They
But
ran down a
that
hill.
girl in the black.
This is about to take a
that girl in
turn,
the-
but I have a little bit of a story.
But she won.
She won. She took
won.
a crazy spill. All right, what's your story? It's a turn
It's quite a bit of a turn.
away from the cheese.
The sheet kind of
Spark something in your
Yeah.
memory.
So, like last week, I feel terrible, but last week I was like driving home from work or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like on the same block as my house, and I pass this truck that's just on the side of the road, and I look in there, and it's like a man, like 50s, 60s, kind of like older, but he's not old, and he's just like straight just
sleeping.
I'm like, damn, he's slumped. And then as I'm driving by, I'm like, it'd be wild if I just said something like that and he's just dead.
Why did the sheet?
I didn't even think about
Why
that.
did the sheet make you think about that?
But I get home, start making my dinner. All of a sudden, my girlfriend and her sisters are like running down the hallway. They're looking out the window and everything. I take a peek out. It's police cars all around the car.
No.
A couple hours later, they pull his body out onto a stretcher and like cover him with a blanket. The man was dead.
Oh.
And at that moment, I'm thinking like the last thing anybody said to him was like, "Damn, he slumped." I felt so bad, bro.
Oh, that
Because you don't expect that when you see something like that. You don't expect him to just be dead.
Imagine you're like a little kid. You go to your grandma's funeral. It's an open casket, and you're like, "Wow, she's tired.
She is slump right now.
Oh, she is sleepy." Oh, why is that so freaking funny? It's like funny and horrible.
He really was slump. He was eternally slump.
Yeah, but
He's
it's pretty
taking that
bad because like there was
long
some
nap.
lady there at the scene and she was like sobbing.
Oh. And you thought,
And you drive
And I
by
was like,
2
damn.
hours earlier.
And I was just on the front porch eating my
Slump.
stromboli watching.
freaking Nick could not sleep the rest of the night. His eyes just wide open, thinking about
Nah,
life.
I slept pretty good. That stromboli hit. But it makes you think.
That does make you think.
It does. It could be your last drive. It could be your last falling asleep at the wheel.
But like he was
I remember my
parked
first.
on the side of the road, so I definitely thought he was just like on like a road trip and got tired and was taking a nap. Didn't want to be on the road tired because he was pulled over.
He was tired, all right.
Yeah, would you rather that you go like you just die while you're driving, or would you rather it's like a slow-ish heart attack and you get to be like, oh, I have to stop driving? Or would you rather you just like go out in a blaze of glory and your car like explodes off a
I would have hit
cliff?
the gas for sure.
Just hit the cruise at 80.
Yeah.
Just click the cruise up to 80 and just die. That's what I would do. However fast the cruise control will go.
Would the cruise control just not go as fast as your car would go?
I don't know. I never tried. I've never set cruise at like 100 miles an hour. I don't know if it'll work.
Oh, it would for sure work.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Do you think you
It
could
wouldn't-
set
it
your
wouldn't
cruise for
say,
higher
like-
than your car would
It
go?
wouldn't say like,
could be like-
too fast.
In about a week, we're going to read a headline. It's like, new trend. Kids are setting their cruise control to 100 miles an hour and dying.
Paid for the whole speedometer. I'm gonna use it.
Paid for the whole speedometer. I remember I was a kid when I was working at Jersey Mike's. He was like, we were talking about cars, and I was telling him about a car, and he's like, what does it say on the dash? Like, what's it got on the dash? And I'm thinking, I don't even know what he's asking me. And he's like, what's it got on the dash, dude? Seriously, what's it got on the dash? Tell me. You're pissing me off. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, what does it go up to on the dash? I'm like, the speedometer? Like,
Goes
what
up to the windshield.
I was like, what? He's trying to say how fast does it go, and he's like so convinced that like the car tops out at the highest the speedometer will read. And I think a lot of people think that.
A lot of people do think that. I used to think that when I was little.
I guess I did.
Like, no way, it'll go 160.
Yeah.
Here's my question though: is like every car kind of has like a different top speed.
Yeah, it does.
So what
Yeah.
dictates like what the top speed is that they're going to put on the speedometer?
I don't know why they put.
I have
That's
no
just funny.
idea.
That is funny. Why don't they just put the top speed? They always put. They usually put higher.
Yeah.
Way high.
Like a Honda Odyssey will say like 180 on the dash.
I can attest it will not go that fast.
There used to be like a famous old school car that stopped at 85 and it would do like 100. And so it would just be pinned at 85. People would be like, I'm only going 85.
Mine says 160.
I think mine says 120.
Mine will. Yours might do 120.
I think it might do 100 and then I would probably die.
Mine would probably do like 120. 125.
She full loafing right now.
Nick, we got to bring something up, Nick. You and your cars.
How about we don't?
No.
It's not something I'm proud of.
Nick has never, besides,
I have terrible luck with cars. Terrible.
he's,
Some of it's not luck. Some of it's just me being a dumbass. But at the same time,
well,
I'm gonna pin
only,
it on luck.
only 2/3 of it is your fault, right?
About.
That's a pretty good KD.
Okay, so
Katie.
let me think. First one was the Odyssey. No. First one was the Mirage. The
The
Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi Mirage.
I was leaving Sam's apartment at
Sorry, that doesn't smell good at all.
I had went to Cookout. You remember what was his name? He was in our physics class with Mr. Wallach. He was like the Russian kid.
Oh, Zay?
Say, yeah. I had met him at a cookout.
Yeah.
Made a purchase.
Uh-huh.
And then I went over to Sam's apartment at that old one he used to live at.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But I was on my way out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was pulling out, making a left turn. And it was like a 4-lane road. No, it was like 3-lane. From my left side, it was a straight lane and a turn lane. And I was cutting across.
So you're
The
turning
turn.
left
I was
across the
turning left,
intersection.
yes.
Yeah.
And so there was one car in the turn lane turning into the road I was on. And I'm like, all right, don't come on my right. Only person on the left is making a turn. I'm going to go. So I pull out, make a left turn. Little did I know there was a car in the straight lane that was perfectly blocked by the car making a right turn. So I pull out. And my probably one of my biggest faults is if I see something unexpected, I'm hesitating.
I'm gonna hesitate.
So I was hitting the gas, pulling out, turn over, see this Kia Soul coming towards me, and I just take my foot off the gas, and he just barely clips me in the corner. It really wasn't even that bad. It was like a dent the size of my fist.
The car was the size of his body, though. So the fist.
So the insurance wanted to
that's
total the car.
It was a tiny dent in the back, like in the bumper, not even the quarter panel, in the bumper. What, right? Or was it in the
Left side
panel?
It was in the bumper.
Yeah, it's like a. And the
No
insurance
bigger
tried to
than the
total
size
it
of my fist.
because they valued the car at like what, $500?
Something cheap as hell. And I was like, you know what, Chief? I'm gonna just fix it myself. So
They got it fixed.
we got it fixed. It looked kind of jank, but it was just the bumper, so it wasn't even that big of a deal either way.
Yeah.
Second time was the Odyssey. It was I was pulling out of White Oak, making a left turn onto White Oak. I was coming out of the Target in White
Left
Oak,
turns.
and I was making a
These
left turn
left turns, man.
onto the White Oak Road,
Yeah.
going towards my mom's house, and same exact situation, same exact. Only this time it was like 6 p.m. in the winter, so it was pitch black, rush hour, and it was raining. So I pull out, and I couldn't even see them when they were coming because this was about the time when my astigmatism got really bad. And after this accident, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should go to the eye doctor because low-key, I didn't see shit. But that one like kind of hit me like right in the middle of the car, so it like bent the frame and everything. That one
Mirage
became
again?
junk.
No, this was the
That
Odyssey.
was the Odyssey.
Oh, it's
He was
different.
driving them at the same time, so he would like
It was
rotate
like-
on and off.
This was a time when my mom was living in Garner, my dad was living in Holly Springs, and like my mom had the Odyssey at her house, my dad had the Mirage at his house, and as I switched, I would drive the car.
It was like
that
a
at
week
their
on, week
house.
off, right?
Week on, week off.
Yeah.
It was weird. They would like come and pick me up, and then like
He would just drive a different car.
then I would drive a different car. It was kind of weird. After the Odyssey got totaled, I
smashed
just
them
ended up
both.
driving the Mitsubishi 100% of the time. So that happened. Odyssey went to the scrapyard. And then after I moved down to Mooresville recently, like this past year, I was there for like maybe 2 months, and I'm coming home from work, and I'm going down like it's like this it's not really like a back road, but it's just like a small part of town. It's like a 35 mile per hour. So I'm just driving. I'm just going home. I did nothing wrong in this situation.
Stigged out.
Luckily, I had my dash cam. Amazon truck pulls up from the left,
Oh, I heard about this one.
slowly rolls up to their stop sign, keeps going right out in front of me, and I just smash them in the side.
The video, I don't know.
I was jamming out.
I don't know.
Smashed him.
He sent us the video, the dash cam video, and it might be the video. It looked like you had about 30 minutes to stop.
Well, here's the thing. My Mitsubishi, I don't think it had ABS. So like,
You did hit the brakes.
I saw him like as he was coming up to me.
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
out in
It
the
was
road,
too
but
much.
he wasn't in front of me yet.
Yeah.
I slam on my brakes and it just goes. doesn't do anything. I just keep moving, and I hit him, and like.
So that's
Like the whole front of my car just shifted over a little bit. He's in this big van, so it just like dented the door a little bit. But like my whole car was just
flat. And
What did he say anything?
I think he was just like, "Oh man, I'm sorry, bro. I couldn't see you coming." And I was like, "Oh man," and then like the police came up, and then I told them what happened, and I was like, bro, like didn't even fucking stop. Bro.
That's what you told
they
the cop.
like he got a ticket for failure to yield, and he's like he was arguing with him. He was like, but I stopped at the stop sign. Why am I getting a ticket for failure to yield? He was like, because you didn't fucking yield. What do you mean?
I started the stop sign. Why am I getting a ticket?
And the best part is I had the dash cam video. He did not stop at the stop sign at all. He barely slowed down.
I thought he had the Amazon driver's brother.
He was finishing his route and going home, man.
So quick recap. We got 2 cars, totaled them 3 times. 3 totals, 2 cars. Okay, keep going.
So then I get a rental car for like, this was the worst because at the time it was like, this was like when I first moved out. I was living on my own, doing everything by myself. So I had insurance, but it was like bare minimum only. So like it was liability, no coverage. So I had to go through Amazon's insurance. And their method of saving money is by using like some bootleg ass insurance, like on the other coast of the country. It was like probably working out of a strip mall kind of thing. And they were like,
Utah.
the whole like situation of going through their insurance took like a couple months.
God.
And it was like they ended up giving me a rental. I had that rental for so long.
It was like
For
months.
so long. Months. I like
It became his car.
it became my car, low key. Like I had it longer than the car I had after that.
What was it?
It was like it was a Mitsubishi Sport.
Oh no.
It was like a
Another
some kind of like SUV like crossover kind of thing with a sport mode.
It's a Mitsubishi Sport.
I don't even know what it was, honestly.
But it was mine.
It was I had it and I was driving it.
Holy
Low-key, it was
crap.
nicer than the cars I had before that. But so I was driving that for the longest time, and that insurance was just, it was pissing me off. It was like the lady had no idea what she was doing.
But then
I
you
had
got-
gone through like 3 different ladies on the insurance.
They
Because
were
I guess
quitting.
they just got tired of dealing with me, and they passed it on to someone else.
Turnover rate is so high.
And then finally, after a couple months, I got that all finished up, and I'm looking for a new car, and my mom was like, "All right, I found a car."
You got a fat check for that Mitsubishi
did.
too.
I got more than I was expecting, but it still wasn't a lot.
It wasn't a lot.
I got like 4,000 something for it,
But
but
the-
I was expecting to get like $200.
yeah, because the
that's
car
that's
a couple
was
years
like-
ago was totaled and valued at 500. So getting 4,000 for it was crazy.
So it was. I guess it was just because the car market went up so bad.
Yeah, that's a good time to crash
It was
your car.
a perfect time to crash my car because I made more money than I'd spent on it. But
Get rich quick.
it was like, yeah, I really wasn't expecting that much because it was basically just like wheels, engine, frame, door. That was it.
Yeah.
Like
then you
didn't even have like a tachometer in it at
He
all.
got hit with that same day delivery.
Honestly,
Oh yeah.
he said, "Let me." But so I finally turned in that, and then my mom found like a Elantra, like a Hyundai Elantra. It was kind of nice.
Yeah.
I came out here to, I think it was Burlington or something. But
I remember when you came and got it.
Yeah, it was like blue with peanut butter interior. It was nice leather seats. I was like,
Thing was decked out.
It was luxurious. I won't lie.
Man thought he was driving a Cadillac.
It was the nicest car I owned in my life. A Hyundai Elantra.
And how long did you have the Hyundai?
Not very long. Like less than 6 months after the first accident. This one was partially my fault, partially the other guy just trying to get a check. I was driving home from work. You know those real late nights that you're working and it's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just
You're tired. You're sleepy.
you're fucking drained. Like you don't even listen to music on the way home.
Yeah.
Windows cracked. You just like
Yeah.
it was one of those nights. And I'm not used to like the automatic lights. So I was on my lunch break and I turned them off because they were just they were just shining directly at people, and I was just trying to eat my lunch. I was in the car for an hour, so I didn't want to leave the headlights on. So I turned them off. Mistake number 1. And then, so after I go back after my lunch break, and then I finish up work, and I get in my car, and I start driving home. Headlights still off. Don't even realize it.
He's
It's like
used to not being able to see.
You're
So.
in
Yeah.
the dark with no.
Well, here's the thing. It's like the main road over there is kind of like 401. It's
Okay.
like it's extremely well lit. So I made it about 3/4 of the way home without even realizing my headlights were off. And like I'm coming up,
How'd you realize?
I realized because I crashed. I'm on my way home. I'm passing a QT, and I'm at this light. I got a green light. I'm like, hell yeah, let's get past this green light, catch all greens, go home, go to bed. And this man was sitting in the left turn lane. And here's the thing, like, you know, you said in the video it looked like I had 30 minutes before it crashed.
Yeah.
I was like a quarter of a mile out while he was just sitting there in the turn lane.
Yeah.
And it was like I had a green light the whole time. He was just sitting there in the turn lane.
Yeah.
As soon as I get into the intersection, he decides he wants to pull out.
Oh.
It was just me and him on the road. So here's the
Just
thing.
you two.
So I guarantee you, the man saw me with my headlights off and was like, you know what? Let me just
I
wait.
need a new car.
Yeah.
I need a new car because he pulled out as soon as I got in the intersection, T-boned him. And he was in like a car shittier than the Mitsubishi.
Oh.
And like he got out immediate and he was like, bro, this is my only car. So and so and so. And I'm like, dog, this is my only car too. What do you mean?
Dude,
You
we're
think
in
I
the
just
same
have 8
boat.
cars at home?
It's you two in the middle of the night.
I'm just trying to work. I'm getting off a
This is
shift
my
at
car.
Lowe's.
I know, it's my car.
But yeah, he was like, there was police like sitting at the gas station. You know how they do. They just sit there.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, we saw the whole thing. And so and so. It was like, he had his headlights off. And like when he said that the first time, I like clicked him on to see if he was like just telling the truth. Like, do I actually just have my headlights off? And I click them on. I'm like, well, shit. They were off. And he was yelling at the police. He was like, he had his headlights off. He turned them on just now after the accident. They were like, yeah, we saw the whole thing. Come on, man, you got to turn your lights on. I'm like, you know how it is. It was an accident. Shit happens. But go through the insurance. At this point,
Your premium's got to be insane.
yeah, it's not great. Low key thinking about just getting a bike. But yeah, go through the insurance. I think at this point I finally had coverage instead of just liability.
Yeah.
But
You learned.
they were like, so here's the deal. I looked at Google Maps. It looks like the area is pretty well lit. Even if you had your headlights off, he should have seen you.
Yeah.
Which he definitely should have.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, it's not like I'm driving a black car on a back road.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
There was hella
did he have
lights.
a blinking yellow? And he was waiting there the whole time?
That's the thing is, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I had a green
He was
light.
turning right.
He was turning left.
Yeah.
And I was going straight.
He was in a turn.
Oh.
And, like, I had a green light the whole time.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know. I don't know the light well enough to say for sure, but I feel
It's
like
still a
it's
weird-
either like it's a green light blinking yellow or just not.
Yeah. Or red.
Yeah, I don't know. But
If your light was green, it had to be blinking yellow or red.
at least, yeah.
Yeah.
But he the insurance guy said like he should have seen you even if you had your lights off. It was well lit. And cuz you know, after the accident he was like he said that he needs medical attention.
Oh,
got the
yeah.
neck
Here we
brace.
go.
And
One of
he
those.
left in the ambulance.
Oh, yeah, one
and
of
like,
those.
even though he was like out of his car immediately,
He's
like
screaming at you?
flailing around, screaming at
Yeah.
me, which is understandable. I might do the same thing. I should have done it with the Amazon. But so he was like, so since he's claiming he was injured in the accident, if you are anything less than 100% responsible, his insurance is going to pay for it. And they were like, you were, I think they said I was like either 70 or 80% not responsible.
Yeah.
So you were 20% responsible?
Yeah.
I can
Or-
see that.
Either way, I don't know. It might be I was 70% responsible since I had my headlights off.
So it's still your insurance had to pay for it.
My insurance paid for me. His insurance paid for him.
Oh, okay.
Because it was like anything less than 100% responsible, then his insurance has to pay for him.
Yeah.
But it was like, yeah, you're really not that responsible. You'd had your headlights off, which is a big fuck up. You got a ticket for that. But he should have seen you.
He should have definitely seen you.
Wow. Good on him for like checking the area.
Yeah.
So you got a good payout for the Elantra or what?
I did.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Better than what you paid for it or same or less?
I think it might have actually been more. Because it's still crazy car market.
Nick's get rich quick program is just crash every car you touch, except a rental.
You got to do it all within a quick period of time when the car market is ridiculous.
Your insurance is
because,
like, what is going on?
Because that's the thing. Is like once you do all that, don't drive a car. Wait for your car insurance to like settle down a little bit.
Yeah, he just doesn't open his eyes in the car. He's worse than that guy who's dead. At least he's not crashing anything. He freaking died and didn't crash his car. He passed on and he didn't crash.
I just had bad luck with cars.
Okay.
Yeah, but then I got my new car, which I bought from my girlfriend's sister because she was buying a new car, so I bought her car off of her.
Nice. You don't have any dealer fees or anything like that?
Exactly.
Good.
And then she's like, I've had no issues with it at all.
Does it start having issues as soon as you get it?
As soon as I get it, it starts having issues. I'm like, I start driving it. And then all of a sudden, the engine temperature is rising and rising. And like it gets there was one trip I got, like one drive, it got so high, it was like engine temperature high, stalling.
It stalled itself.
So I pull over, let it cool off and shit. And I check, coolant tank is empty. So I pour more coolant in it. Problem solved. I start driving it again. Same issue started occurring.
That's the end of that.
Yeah. Same issue started occurring. I check, coolant tank is empty again. And like this time it was like steaming out of the hood and shit, and it was like the coolant was leaking out. Comes to find out, it was like the radiator hose from the coolant reservoir, like where it connected up to like a bunch of different ones, like the plastic part that connected them all.
All of them come together in?
Yeah. Like the mount where the hose went in was busted as fuck.
Yeah.
And it was like, so like the hose was on, but like it had spots for it to leak out where it was busted. So we slid the hose up a little bit more. And then we tried to take it to a shop, and they replaced the part and all that. They were like, all right. It was also like, doing some weird thing where it was like, my girlfriend took it to like pick up her friend from the airport, and on the way back, it didn't even get hot. This was after they fixed it replace the part. Mm-hmm. It didn't get hot. The temperature, like the thermometer didn't move at all.
Yeah.
But she was driving, and it was like, engine low power mode. And it topped out at 6 miles per hour. It just wouldn't go faster than that. So she pulled over. They had it towed. They were looking at it. They don't know what's going wrong. They're like, we're at a loss for fucking words. We've been driving around a little bit. Hasn't done it since. Why don't you just keep it local, see what happens? I keep it local on my way home from work, and it does that shit again. But what it says is, it says, like, safety. It pops up a message on, like, the dash. It's got, like, one of those little screens.
Yeah.
And it was, like, safety track needs repairs.
Yeah.
Or, like, maintenance. And then it said, traction control needs maintenance.
Was it one of your hubs?
Well, I don't know. I pulled it over and I did some Googling, and it's like the safety track is like this weird like safety system that they have on the car that connected like to the traction control. And
yeah,
shit.
it's like the stability control.
Yeah, so like if it's having like some issues, it'll kind of like slow down your top speed to
Yeah.
like make it easier to like brake
to not crash.
so you're not crashing
Yeah.
and losing traction and shit like that. And it was like in the Chevy Cruze, it's very common for like the sensors to go bad.
Yeah.
And like if it's like if any of the sensors are like even slightly bad, it'll just like top out your speed just like that. So like, you know what? Maybe it's just a fucking sensor.
Yeah.
So like I turn off the car, let it sit for a little bit, turn it back on. I can go down the road further before it sets again, tops out my speed, and I pull over, turn it off, wait a little bit. And I do that all the way, and I almost get home, and then it just won't turn on anymore.
The car
They,
car just
they
won't turn
probably
on
put your
anymore.
throttle position sensor, right?
Well,
No?
they get it towed,
Okay.
and they take a look at it.
I'm trying to figure it out.
We
I'm trying to
towed
get
it-
to the bottom of this.
This is like the third time it's been towed, second or third, and they're like, the terminal on your battery is like cracked as fuck.
Your
And it's, like,
battery
leaking
wasn't
out.
connected.
I'm not claiming to be good with cars and notice things like that, but it was cracked as fuck. And I did notice that it had like
funny.
it had a little bit of that like corrosion around the terminal.
Yeah, that
And, like,
can happen though.
I know that happens sometimes, so
my
I don't usually
God.
think of anything about it. But like, they were like, it's cracked as fuck. So they replaced the battery, and I've not had any issues with it since.
Wow.
I'm gonna pee after all that.
That's
All right,
I have to
amazing.
pee. Okay.
Hope you too. Oh my god! I used to, back in freshman year of high school, I remember I ran a 6-minute mile,
Ooh,
and that was
That's fast.
that's quick.
that was the most fit I've ever been in my life.
That was
it was
when-
downhill from there.
He had like
you
an.
got the build. You got the runner's build.
I was definitely dying after that, but I was like, I
Yeah,
did
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But Nick
because it was
would
like
go
if you do a
home-
5-minute mile, you get an A in gym. You never have to run the mile again. So everybody was trying to do that.
5 minute is crazy.
One person did it the whole year.
Wow.
Nick though in high school he would go home, and instead of doing homework he would play basketball by himself all night.
Really?
Never got good.
But he got a lot of cardio in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love basketball. That's the thing that kind of irritates me is like there's a lot of things that I love and try and get good at, but it's just like I'm always just kind of like slightly above mediocre. Yeah, but
So you're not good at basketball?
I'm decent.
Yeah.
Part of the issue was like I'd always play basketball by myself. So like
Yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah.
You
get
didn't
like
have
I
any
wouldn't actually
defense.
play games and learn how to like play in a game. But at the same time, all I was doing was practicing shooting and stuff, and I still wouldn't make shots. But like all I really had going for me was my height.
Be out there airballing all night.
Like
You run and get the ball.
like layups I could do pretty well. I tried to dunk every now and then.
Everyone could do layups
Get stuffed
well.
at the rim most times. Sometimes I'd get the dunk, not often. But anything like further, like around free throw point line,
Yeah.
and like around that general area and out,
Yeah.
not making it.
So you basically only did layups.
Basically, yeah. I remember I would practice like the Allen Iverson layup all the time because I had some big ass hands. I'd
Oh,
go,
yeah.
like, I kind of like grip it up against my wrist, and I'd be like, "Ooh, fake pass," and then I go up, and it was like in my driveway. 100% of the time, I was making it. Tried it a couple times at a pickup game at Charlotte. Launched it. Turnover.
Behind the back turnover.
Holy
That
crap.
was a flashy ass turnover, though. I'll tell you that. Yeah, but I've been trying to run.
Oh, that's too good.
Yeah.
What kind of running you doing?
Yeah. What kind?
Um,
What type?
I've been trying to get back into like going into the gym because I used to go pretty regularly, and then it's like
Yeah.
weird schedules, so it's like I don't go often. Sometimes it's about 3, maybe 2 times a week now.
Yeah.
But I always start off with like at least a mile before I
Gotcha.
actually get into my workout.
Yeah.
And like first little bit it was like about 12-13 minutes for a mile, and I was kind of
That's
winded
about right.
after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then there was one day and I was running, and then like You know how after like a little bit, you kind of like get your breathing right, and then you get like your second wind,
Yeah.
and you just have extreme amount of like energy.
That's the
Yeah.
rhythm. That's the
I
rhythm.
hit that, and then that first day I did that, 2.15 miles in like 22 minutes, and I felt really good.
Yeah.
That's the runner's high, baby.
Yep.
That's when
So
all the
after that-
endorphins dump and you just can go and go and go.
So after that, like, I'd start running around the neighborhood a little bit too. It's
Yeah.
kind of like I'm like a street over from like downtown Mooresville, so it's kind of like grid. So I just like go running around. I have one route I do if I want to do a mile, and then I have one route I'll do if I want to do 2 miles.
Yeah, yeah.
But I've gotten it down to where my fastest time so far is like a mile in like 8.5 minutes.
Damn.
That's pretty good. That's
I'm
really good.
pretty. I'm a little winded after that, but like
Yeah.
I feel like I want to do like a turkey trot this coming Thanksgiving.
What's
I want to
that?
do that
Like
with
a- like a
Lily. It's
5K?
it's a 5K Thanksgiving morning. So you wake up early, you go run a 5K, and then you eat a whole bunch of fucking
Yeah.
like turkey and shit.
Yeah.
Stuff your face after.
I like that.
Yeah,
But-
that's money.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good sport, especially for me and my girlfriend to get into, because we're very active people,
Yeah.
and when we don't be active,
Yeah.
we get like into a little bit of like a depressive
Like a-
mood.
Oh,
like a
yeah.
Because we
slump.
need
Yeah.
to like expend energy to have energy.
I'm
You
telling
know?
you, it's all mental.
Yeah.
Working out, running, it all is like, it's just freaking dessert.
And
for
it's
your
like-
brain. It's so
So like
good.
running is like the perfect sport for us with like mixed schedules, because we can just kind of like run on our own time
Yeah,
and
you
then
can
just
run
plan
anywhere.
a race,
Yeah.
and then
Anywhere,
we'll just do the
anytime,
race
yeah.
together.
Yeah. Do the races. They're so
That's pretty
fun.
cool.
The races are so fun.
I'm planning on running this week. I got sick. Well, no. Okay, hear me out. My knee exploded on me, and then I got sick.
I heard you were having issues with your knee, but you're saying it exploded.
Well, it didn't explode, but it just every time I ran, it would hurt. It would hurt, like keep me up all night. Hurt. It didn't. Like if I would move wrong in bed, it would wake me up because my knee freaking hurt so bad. And it would be like this really weird slow buildup. When I ran, it didn't really hurt while I was running, and then it would just start hurting through the night, and then in the middle of the night would be the worst. The next day, it would hurt for half the day, and then be fine. And then if I went to run again, it would do the same exact thing. And I waited a couple days in between, and then I got sick, and I didn't run. It's been like I had like a week and a half off now, or 2 weeks off.
Did you try ibuprofen?
No. Yeah, well, yeah, I could take ibuprofen. It would fix it after the fact, but it would still hurt. Like I couldn't. I guess I
Yeah,
didn't
you gotta
run on the
start
ibuprofen.
slow. You got to start slow.
So
You
I'm
run
gonna
on
get
like a hilly area,
really hilly.
downhill. Because I
And
heard
up.
I heard downhill is like the worst on your knees,
Yeah.
It's tough.
especially if you're going at a speed.
It's tough.
But I'm
yeah.
gonna run in. I'm gonna run again this week and see what happens. And I'm gonna try and run in these shoes, which these shoes are a little worn out, but they've got a lot more cushion than my other ones. My other ones are like barefoot shoes, and I think that might be I went in too hard with the barefoot shoes, I think, and they just don't really like.
That like something you gotta like transition into.
It
And
helped.
the mileage thing where you can only go up 10% per week.
Yeah, you're not supposed to
Yeah.
increase your mileage too much per week, or you can screw up your joints.
Yeah.
Your joints.
That's what I did.
Yeah, he did the same thing with his
I
ankle.
screwed him
His
up.
ankle's blown up.
Blown out. Yeah, I went from what was it? Yeah, I did a 20-mile week and then I did a 40-mile week, and that's when I blew my ankles out.
It's a 100% increase.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be
you
10?
You can't do that. Yeah, you can't do that. I just got excited one day, and I got into the runner's high, and I just kept going and going and going.
So is that like certain miles per day for a 40-mile week?
Yeah, I was doing 5. Like my easy runs were 5 miles, and then my long run on the weekend ended up being 20 miles. And
So
then-
you do like light through the week and then push yourself on the weekend.
Yeah, I do the easy runs. I do like 3 easy runs, like Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or something like that.
My
And-
dad and my stepmom are real big into mountain biking, and they do something sort of similar.
Oh, really? They do have
Yeah.
the same split.
Sort of like, yeah, it's like I don't even know it. It's just like they have like
they
a
bike
set
every
routine.
week, multiple miles a week. That's
Yeah.
kind of awesome.
And they also kind of run a
Whoa.
little bit, but yeah, they'll do it. It's like when they're prepping for a race or something.
Mhm.
They'll
Yeah.
on off, kind of like interval.
Yeah.
Well, they live
okay.
right by Harris, right? And there's a bunch of
They
mountain
do.
bike trails in Harris.
They do. I don't think they go to Harris as much though. They've got other places that they like.
Close?
Sort of.
'Cause the thing is, okay, the thing about biking, like, you have to get your bike in your car or truck somehow. He has a truck, though, right? Did he just put him up against the
He
tailgate?
made like a little PVC rack in the back of his bed.
Yeah. So
That
it's
like the
super
wheels
easy.
just slide into,
Yeah.
and then Patty's got like a whole bike rack on her hitch.
Because it just, like, you have to be able to get really good at the transport there and be really efficient and how long it takes you to actually get there. Because that's the thing about biking to me is you can't just... Most of the time, you can't just bike right out of your door to wherever you want to go. You have to, like, go somewhere. You
Unless
bike
you're
out of
road
the door,
biking.
right?
I bike out the door.
He road bikes. Like one
That's the
of those
difference.
one of those freaking awful people on the side of the road you had to get around. That's
did.
I
him.
And
passed
I
one
had-
of those
I had
today.
all the
I
gear on,
nearly
too.
hit him.
Yeah.
I had the high vis on, everything.
Yeah, he fully takes character.
Oh, he commits.
Yeah. Those
You
guys
have to,
that's
but I don't
respectable,
look
though.
like a biker though. I look like a chimpanzee on a bike.
Yeah, he looks monkey on a bicycle.
Like someone just sort of taught a monkey vaguely how to ride a bike.
Yeah.
The
And
monkey
he's
stole a
hauling.
bike.
But he's
You're like,
hauling
why
ass.
is he going 37 miles an hour on a bicycle?
It's the toe thumbs.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We
Yeah,
went
My toe thumbs are wrapped around a peg.
we went to the triathlon and it was the funniest thing. Watching him get out of the water and he's built like a what's it called? An anchor. So he just sunk and then had to like crawl around the bottom to get back. And then once he finally got
I
out,
held my breath for 3/4 of a mile.
once he
I was just
finally
on the
gets
bottom.
out, he runs out over to his bike. He punches me in the head as he passes me.
I didn't mean to do that.
And I'm like trying to cheer him on, and I'm trying to get good pictures of him, but the lighting's bad. But I'm trying to get good pictures, so I'm focused on my phone, you know.
Mhm.
And then I just get punched in the head, and then he's getting on his bike, and he takes off like he burns rubber
Yeah.
on the ground. He's going so fast, I couldn't believe it.
So Patty did a triathlon as well.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd hers go?
Hers went really well
Mm-hmm.
because it was right after a hurricane.
Yeah.
So they canceled the swimming. They just did double biking.
Oh, it's a duathlon. It's a duathlon.
Since she's such a good biker,
Oh yeah.
she did really well.
Yeah.
She hauled ass.
Wow.
The
That
swimming is the
that
craziest
is-
Yeah,
part to me.
that's she said that is the absolute worst part.
Has she done one?
anybody.
Has she done a real triathlon yet or no?
Possibly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It's cool. It was a really cool event, even as a spectator,
Yeah.
where you're not really seeing much of it at all. It's still fun
Yeah.
to go see it.
It's like the Olympics.
I felt like I was in the Olympics. It
You
felt
were-
like a different time. That was weird.
You had how many people in your age group? 3?
I think in my age group it was something like that. Yeah, there wasn't that many young people there.
How
They
did
were
you
all
do?
older.
How did I do in my age group?
Yeah.
One of the 3. I know within my class, the novice class or the amateur class or whatever, I was like like 15th out of like 30 people.
That's
or
pretty
something.
good.
So
Smack
like
dab.
so like
That's pretty
smack
good.
dab in the middle.
Yeah.
Smack
That's
dab
impressive.
in the middle. It was all the bike because I came in last in the swim.
That's
or like second to last in the swim.
you definitely made up for it though.
Yeah.
Then he just passed people on the
Yeah.
bike.
I'm gonna be honest, like I don't even really I don't even know you that well, but I've been bragging about you in a triathlon.
Yeah, buddy. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, it's something different.
That's like-
Everyone should do it. It's a kind of a pretentious sport, but everyone should do it.
It was
I
a lot
feel
of those
like-
people were pissing me off. A lot of
Yeah.
people there, annoying people, like so pretentious, so like.
No, but they're cool.
they weren't. So yeah, I didn't have a actual bad experience with any of
You
them.
didn't actually beat
This
with
is-
anyone. It was just looking at it.
It's all just me being like sitting there from afar, being like, "Oh, these people are." I'm being like a crotchety old man.
Like
Yeah.
everyone's very supportive and like
they're fine. They're
We're
probably
so
fine
glad.
people.
Like
but
we're so glad you're out here. It's your first time. If you need any help,
I'm
let
just
us know. Yeah.
I think
laser
you're just
eyeing
hella
them.
judgmental.
I am.
Yeah.
Oh, I am. I know I am.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I'm like that. Oh, guy's such a prick. I'm looking at like running.
I definitely see so many people and they're like, oh yeah, I'm not going to talk to him. He looks like a kind of guy that's like, I'm not going to talk to him. Yeah.
I get the same thing. There was a lot of people there that I didn't want to talk to because I'm like, they're faster than me. You can tell because they got the freaking like all carbon fiber bike and crap like that, and you're like, I don't really want to.
And
talk
the
to
Speedo.
them. Yeah, they got the Speedo. I was in like the freaking like Grinch suit or whatever.
Was there anybody Naruto running?
I didn't see anyone.
Do they do that at triathlons?
I don't know. They
That would
did it
be
at Area
crazy.
51.
I feel like I was too tired to Naruto run. Like by the run, I walked like probably 40% of the time because it was hilly. But
Yeah, they had the hilliest run to do.
the hilliest run, that was
So, like,
stupid.
The distance was like split even between the different sports, right? Same distance for each section.
It was like same time.
It was almost
same
the same
time.
time.
Like it was almost like an hour for each one average.
The run was the short.
How long was the run?
The run was 6.2 miles, and then the bike was 30 miles, and then the swim was 3/4 of a mile.
So the swim was the shortest,
It was the shortest in distance, but
not time.
it was
for you.
I think it was a little bit longer than my run, and then the bike was an hour and a half, and I think the run was like 50-something minutes, which is not a good 10K.
Yeah, but it's after you just did a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
That's the hard
Yeah,
part.
I was cramping up for sure. I was chafing a little bit too, and that was bad.
I feel like it's definitely one of those things that everybody has to try.
Oh,
because
you
it's
gotta
like-
try because it's so weird.
I feel like it's one of those things. You don't have to be smart.
No,
You don't have to be like skilled at anything. It's just seeing what your body can do.
You have to be a little bit smart at the transitions. Like you gotta know what to put on and like take off. But other than that, yeah, you just go.
That's if you're like trying to like shave on time.
Yeah.
But I feel like anybody can just like
finish. You don't even have to be that fit, which is the weird part. Like to actually just finish, you can kind of just be motivated. You're not going to get a good time, but you might finish.
Honestly, okay, I would agree with that. With running, you don't have to be that fit. With triathlon, you got to be a little bit fit because I was cramping at the middle of the run.
But you went pretty fast.
Yeah, you could do it much slower.
Like I saw someone, the last person to get out of the water.
Chubb.
I didn't watch them finish the rest of the race, but when I saw him get out of the water, it was like you were probably halfway done biking, and they were the last person in the water by like 25 minutes.
Ooh.
And they got out, and everyone cheered. I was cheering.
Really?
Yeah, and she was like, kind of like waddling.
She was dazed.
She was kind of waddling to her bike, and I was like, she's probably gonna finish this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. All you need is a little bit of will.
And I was so proud of her. Like I was more proud of her than you. Oh, tearing the couch over there.
I didn't want to move the
I think
mic.
you ripped a hole in it.
Yeah, it's a weird sport. Running is definitely more for me, but I'm gonna try it. I want to do the Ironman eventually. That takes a lot, though.
That's where you build that tin suit and fly around and defeat bad guys.
I want to be Iron Man.
But you have to be in custody and waterboarded.
Mm-hmm.
Be true to the
That's
movie.
the hard part. That's the hard part.
Be true to it. Jarvis.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, Nick, you told me this weekend you were gonna be in town. Completely forgot.
Yeah, I kind of had deja vu when you told me you were going to be in. Not personal deja vu, but like I heard it on the podcast.
Oh, I've done it
when
before to multiple friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay.
And the worst part is I was so confused because not only was it like on your part, it was on Gus's part as well. Because like I kind of figured the first time he texted me something might be up. Because he was like, out of nowhere, I get a text and it's like, yo, Nick, it's Gus. When you're in town, this weekend, you trying to hit up Knights Play for the love of the game. And I was like, I'm not going to be there this weekend, but I'll be there in like a couple weekends. And it was like,
Nick,
are you
Nick.
serious? I'm like, yeah, I live
Nick,
here.
hold up. I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest with you. I thought it was a different Nick.
I texted Tyler and I was like, does
Thought it was a different one.
Gus think I'm going to be up there
I
this
thought
weekend?
it was a different one.
You did text me, didn't you?
Yeah, I was like, is Gus confused on the dates? And it was like, he might be.
I was
Or
like, I don't know.
Does he think that I just live in Raleigh or something?
Yeah, you did. You
Yeah.
said that. No, okay. All right, you called me. Let me go back to
Oh, I'm gonna throw up.
Wait, first.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay,
though.
no, hear me out.
That makes a lot of sense.
Hear me out.
Gus Strauss.
What'd he say?
Nick, it's Gus. I love you, Gus. Love you too. Big fan. Hey, let's play the course at Nice Play tomorrow for the fun of the game. I will be here in Charlotte tomorrow, so unfortunately won't be able to. Crying smiley emoji. Are you serious? I am. Sadly, I live here. No reply. 6 days later. No reply. Gus, it's Nick. Nick, it's Gus. When I visit next weekend, would you want to go to Night's Play for the fun of the game? Ooh, that could very much entice me. Loved the message. Wonderful. Be prepared to let folks play through while you're playing with me, because I don't play golf.
Okay, listen. Nick texted me, does Gus believe I live in Garner? And I just said, I don't know. And he said, he invited me to play golf tomorrow, LOL. And I said, LMAO, he probably does. And that was it. And then you called me, or I called you, whatever. Someone called.
I think Cameron called me, and then after that, I called you, and I planned this weekend to come up.
Yeah, he texted me like weeks ago. And he was like, I'm going to be in town the 1st through the 3rd. And for some reason in my head,
This was like a month ago.
8th, it was like the 8th was in my head.
Mine was the 18th. I had the 18th in my head.
So I was like, yeah.
That'll work perfect.
Which
for the love of the game.
which is next weekend. Which I was like, okay, good. That's right before I go to work in Dallas. And so I was like, this will work out. And then he's like, he calls me and he's like, hey, yo, what's going on? And I'm like, my heart sinks. I have the whole thing. I'm like, oh no. And then I realized we'd be back Sunday, which is today. I'd be like, we can do the pod. And I'm like, we're gonna be in Myrtle Beach this weekend. And he's like, wait, we as in
Are you serious?
you and Gus? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I'm supposed to play golf with Gus this weekend. And then Gus calls, and Gus is like, okay, which Nick? He's like, because I know it can be between one of two Nicks. Which Nick am I playing golf with? And we're like, Nick Jones. And he's like, that's a third Nick. He's like,
I'm gonna be honest. I've only ever known one other Nick in my life.
Gus, the whole time he was texting you, thought that it could be one of two Nicks,
And it wasn't
neither
even
of
one of
them
them.
were you. He was ready. Not only did he miss the date, so he wouldn't have been there anyway, but if he had been there, he did not know which Nick was going to show up, and he would have been so dumbfounded if it had been.
I would have been so happy if it was you, though.
That's what I
You're
said.
better than
I
both
was
the
like-
other Nicks.
I was like, you know what? I've not really had someone go out of their way that not really knowing me, just like, hey, let's play golf. I don't know you, but let's play golf.
Now we
I'm like,
have
you know
to-
what? That's
now
a
we have
wonderful
to play
idea.
golf.
You guys have to
wonderful
play.
idea.
You
Now
guys,
we have to
you
play
two
golf.
have to go play golf. You have to do it. But I was thinking about it when you said it, right?
You're the only Nick on my phone. I don't understand.
As
that.
an
The best part is I don't
outsider.
even know how I got on your phone.
I don't know. Was I a random number?
Yes. when you said, hey, Nick, it's Gus, I was like, Gus Strauss.
And the thing said probably
Add
Gus.
contact. Probably Gus.
Yeah. Oh, that was the funniest thing ever to me because I was like, this is just hilarious. But it also was a lesson to me from an outsider. I was like, anybody you want to get to know, you can invite them to golf and they'll say
Yeah.
yes. I bet that's
Hey,
true.
Gus, it's Nick.
That was the thing. It was like, low key. I'm impressed by how bold he was to just get out there and like, you know what?
Hey, let's go
We've
play
never
golf.
hung out, but let's play golf. Get to know each other before the pod.
Yeah.
I don't
like,
know any of the other Nicks either. That was like a random
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
random
He's
thing,
not very
yeah.
close with either of the other two Nicks.
No. Not at all. Like, I'm probably closer with you before you came over than I am with them.
I respect it though. I respect
Oh
it.
my gosh,
just
it was the
showing
funniest
us
thing. We were like, Gus, you got to tell Nick that that you're in Myrtle Beach.
I
Totally
kind of
forgot.
figured when
I
I called Tyler and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not going to be there this weekend."
And he's like, and Nick's like, wait, you? I said we. I said we're gonna be in Myrtle Beach. He's like, we as in who? And I said me, Bubs, Gus. And he's like, Gus, we're going to play golf.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault.
Last time I trust a friend.
Now or at least you two got to go play golf.
Yeah, we'll go play golf.
That's the thing is like, I can't even tell you the last time I played golf, but I was 100% down. I was like, we're going to learn, but it's going to be a great time.
Oh, that was so
I can't
funny.
do 18 holes though. It's got to be 9.
I would do 9.
Oh, and
So we could go to Pelicans.
They
Oh God.
closed it down.
For real?
Yeah.
You're lying.
The one off 401.
it's closed?
They closed it. They sold it to a neighborhood.
No way.
Yeah.
So
I think that might be the saddest thing I've heard
It was
in
one of
a
the,
while.
I used to go there all the time, and it was probably one of the saddest things I've ever heard.
oh,
Do they
that
still have the snowballs and just no golf?
No anything.
Nothing?
It's deserted.
oh, I've been so excited to air this out on the pod. 'Cause I wanted to air it out on the pod. I didn't want the whole Nick mix up. I didn't want to talk about it until we got on the air to hear it.
I was low-key hoping that we were going to talk about it because it was like... Because I found it so hilarious that you did it to Cameron and then you did it again to me.
Oh, dude, I felt so bad, and I was like, I'm telling you, I need to I need to just write everything down, because you told me when you were coming to town before I did the other thing too. I think maybe
I told
not.
you like a month in advance because they make my schedule like 3 weeks out, so I got to request 4 weeks out.
Dude, I'm just gonna start. I'm just gonna start putting everything everyone tells me on my calendar. That's the only way I can solve this
I need
problem.
to do that too. And the issue is like, you feel like you're behind on a bunch of things and you're not going to remember them all when you put it on a calendar. So he's like, I'll just wait until the next thing pops up, and then it pops up and you don't put it on the calendar.
And I did not know we were going to the beach until last week. And I didn't think there were any, like, I didn't think anything was going to potentially be an issue. And then I like got your text and I was like, yeah, but what does he want? He's not coming to town till next week. And I go back and look at the texts. It was this week. But then I was like, okay, we can work this out because he can come on the pod on Sunday. And we can hang out and we can talk about how Gus invited him to golf and didn't even know.
More upset about the golf.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. Things happen. It really wasn't even that bad. I mean, it still worked out really well.
It's so funny when you pulled up. When you pulled up and I was on the front porch.
Smoking a stove.
Yeah, and you rolled down your window. I thought we were playing golf.
Oh, that's so funny. What would have been even funnier is if Gus had the right date in his mind and he had showed up and then you showed up. And then he was like, have you seen him before? You know him. Yeah, that's what I thought. Mm-hmm. So he'd have been like, Nick, what are you doing here? And then he'd have been like, I know for a fact, Gus would have been like, he would have been starting a process in his mind. And then you would have been saying like, what do you mean we're playing golf? And he would have been like, yeah, I'm joking.
100%.
I'm joking. Yeah. Like it would have been like a sitcom situation.
Fooled you.
Just kidding. Let's hit.
Oh god.
Oh.
That would have actually, I think it would have boggled my mind.
It would have been even funnier. And I don't get how you have his phone number and you have 2 other Nick friends that you didn't know who was on your phone and you don't have either of theirs.
I've been on vacation with one of the Nicks and I don't have his phone number.
I'm still a little bit confused as to how these other 2 Nicks you know less than you know me. Because I feel like we really just don't know each other.
Not
that
a
well.
lot. Just
Like, who
enough.
are
And
these
the
other
other
two?
funny thing,
But just enough.
the other funny thing is him just saying like, "Yo, let's go play golf," and Nick having like never. Have you ever played golf?
It's been a while. I mean, I've played a few times.
Oh, so you've actually played.
I've played.
But still, the fact that you're just like, yeah.
I mean, like, fuck yeah, Gus. Let's go play some golf.
Oh, I gotta do that. I gotta do that.
Now you guys gotta, and we're gonna get back on the pod and talk about your golf sesh.
I'd even be down for Top Golf.
for
anything.
Top Golf, no, we
Anything.
gotta go to the course.
I mean, I'll go to the course.
we
but,
gotta go
like,
to the course.
Do you have
But those,
a set of the golf
don't.
bats?
I don't.
I got 2 sets.
I was definitely just gonna like rent some at the place. I'm like,
No,
you know what?
are
I'm
you
just
right-
gonna show
are you
up with my body.
Right-handed? Right-handed?
I am right-handed.
Yeah, I got 2 sets.
Are they tall enough?
Yeah, you
they're
got the
tall
long
enough.
set and
Yeah, I
the
got-
short set.
I have
You
a,
got
I
the
have a
extendo
longer, I
set?
have a longer set and I have a shorter set.
They're telescoping.
I need the extendos. You know, my grandpa used to make golf clubs.
Make them?
Make them?
He'd make his own.
I wonder what those look like.
They were pretty good. I mean,
Really?
he was all into like machining and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, so he just he'd make his own putters and stuff.
They had like a 50 caliber charge in them. When you hit the ball, it would go,
They have those where they're like drivers that you put up to the ball, and there's a CO2 can in them.
yeah.
You just press a button. It's for handicapped people, and it just.
But handicapped people playing
Yeah.
sports.
I feel like that's just not golf at that point.
It's not really golf. No.
That's
It's
like
not
the
really
basketball where they roll around in wheelchairs.
It's like when you it's like when you go bowling and instead of just bowling you pull up that ramp and you just
Yeah,
put it on the
yeah.
ramp
Set it.
and just let it
Yeah.
roll down.
Oh.
Just aim it.
Do you see? There was a video going around recently where it's like this guy is like grabs a bowling ball out of the thing and his girlfriend's like, no, 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 and then he just throws it and it knocks the entire like alley down.
like in the ceiling.
The whole like ceiling fell
Like
in
the
front,
tiles?
in front of like 5 of the lanes. This whole sign just like comes down.
Does he like throw it like a football?
Yeah, like it goes into the ceiling and comes down, and then like the
Oh,
whole,
there's
the
such-
whole
So
like,
it goes up in and then comes back out.
like, and the whole installment falls down. It's like really not good. It's a horrible
Oh, what a
situation.
mess, bro.
I feel like some wild shit happens at bowling alleys.
Oh, it
Yeah.
does, bro.
That's why they charge so much
A
for those
lot of
stupid
orgies.
shoes, so they can make up for it with their high insurance
Let's
costs.
be honest. You really need the shoes.
I bought my
No.
own shoes.
Like,
Yeah,
are you required
Gus
to?
got into or bowling.
Really? You
He
know
got-
all about like the oil patterns and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, too much about them.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Because I've always been intrigued about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the house pattern, they
I feel
lay
like-
the oil in a house pattern, which it's a mountain shape where it goes from
Yeah.
the highest point in the middle, and then it tapers off. So the sides are really not oily, and the middle is super oily, so it carries. And then the tournament pattern, most of the tournament patterns are pretty like, it depends on, because there's like an animal pattern, there's a tiger pattern, there's a bunch of different patterns, and like they all depend on whether you're a right-hander or a left-hander, because they'll like sweep the oil like right to left, or they'll go middle and then kind of zigzag the oil. So it all depends on what pattern you have. And before you get into a tournament, they'll tell you, they'll be like, it's an animal pattern, and you're like, you know what it is.
Do they just like pick,
They
or is it
usually
like pretty regular?
usually
for
the house does the same pattern throughout all the tournaments.
Okay, so
But
it depends on where you're playing.
It depends on the alley, yeah. But most tournaments are going to be the same.
Because I know kind of like the triangle one. Because
Yeah.
I know like you'll see in like videos where it's like they put a ridiculous spin on it, and but like it's just going straight all the way up until like it gets right to the pins, and then it cuts
The last 5 feet, they don't put any oil.
at all
At-
anywhere.
Any oil at all. And so,
Okay.
I mean, some residual oil will get back
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
But usually the machine stops like close to the pins. So that's when you see the most action, is it'll go out, and then the last 5 feet will just cut in.
Yeah.
But the freaking the oil patterns are crazy, and it makes a big difference. When I used to play in tournaments, I mean, you would have to adjust for the oil.
Is that
pattern.
like the point of the different patterns to make it a little more challenging?
It makes
or
it
is
way
just-
harder, yeah.
Okay.
Because they'll be like, it's a zebra pattern, and it'll be like
Zigzag.
It'll be like, okay, what the frick do I do? And you kind of got to adjust for it. There's way
gotcha.
more to it than just like throwing
Yeah.
your normal ball.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
low key kind of cool.
yeah. I never
Like it sounds cool, but like at the same time, when you go to a bowling alley and you're like, yeah, so it's a zebra pattern, so make sure you put the spin on it.
yeah. I always threw the same ball, and so I never really got super into the patterns because
Did you have your own ball?
Yeah, I got my own ball. But I never got super into it. I just got kind of into it. I only had my strike ball, and then I used my same ball. Usually you have a strike ball and a spare ball because a spare ball spins less. So if it's like a hanging 10, which is like, say you get 9 pins, and there's a hanging 10 on the far right, you throw your spare ball and it doesn't. You could throw your strike swing, basically, and it's still a carry, and it won't ever come back.
What's the difference between the balls?
Usually one is like a polyurethane material, and one is more of a simple plastic material.
So it's about the grip?
It'll slide more, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It is about the grip. And the core. You know about the cores?
I don't know about the cores. Please tell me.
There's different cores of the balls. So if there's a different, like say there's a gear core, mine has a gear core, and it's specifically for a right-hander. So when you throw it off your right hand, the gear core will make it spin. Even if you throw a straight ball, it'll slowly lean to the left.
How does that work?
It's just the nature, like the core is weighted a certain way. So if you throw it like straight, it'll go
centrifugal force.
Yeah. So I have a little bit of spin on my throw, so it'll really curve left.
I gotcha.
And then there's straight cores, there's left hand spinning cores, there's a bunch of different cores I can put in these balls.
So do they have cores for like a specific amount of curve?
You can.
Or is it just kind of like
you can
general?
get because there's a lot of bowlers that bowl two-handed. And so
really?
They'll have a crazy core.
Like the granny throw?
Yeah. But two-handers can generate much more spin because they only put 2 fingers in the holes. They have 3 fingers, but they only put 2 in. And so they really can
so
get
you mean
after
like
it.
you mean like when they like hold it like that, like a baby?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's one of the best bowlers of all time. His name's Jason Belmonte. He's a two-handed thrower, and his spin is so crazy off the charts. And he must have some crazy core because you'll see it like he'll go way out, and then he'll just smash back in. Just freaking smash back in.
Can you imagine like bowling is your thing?
It's
like
kind of sounding like my thing. It's not my thing. Just know a little bit about it.
Well, I mean, like everybody has their own thing, and they transition between things.
Yeah, I could do the same thing about golf and pretty much every other sport, but
we're gonna have a new microphone between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m.
Did you order one?
Yeah.
While I was talking about the chords?
Yeah, because in my headphones, all I hear is wow, 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 wow. I've been holding off as long as possible. Today was the end.
Wow.
It's okay. Now.
So that means I can defile this microphone.
Yeah, but once
So
we're
you
done with
deep-throat
this
it.
pod, because the biggest issue is honestly the cable. And that cable back in, I don't know if you know, in college, I like decided I was going to be a musician.
Oh, no way.
And because I didn't have any other breakout, breakout talents.
No way.
I didn't have any other like breakout talents, and I figured out how to use FL Studio, so I decided I was going to make music. And I used that cable and microphone, and it kept breaking on me, and I had to take it apart.
Were you doing like ad libs, or were you like singing?
I was singing.
Yeah.
You can sing.
Yeah.
Not that well, but I knew how to use autotune.
What were you? Wait, I didn't know any of this.
You did?
He made some bangers in Mr. Wallach's class.
Yeah, I used to
serious?
make. Yeah, I made one song all the way through.
I still have
Was
the
it
Google
good?
Drive with like all the
You
all
do?
the media files and like
Oh
all the
my gosh.
lyrics on it.
I
It's
made like
wild.
diss
You gotta send that
songs.
in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Post it to the chat.
Yeah, we gotta phone that in.
I'm not sure I'm willing to dox the actual song on the pod. Though.
Really?
It,
Was
What are
it
you
like
talking about?
emotional or something?
It wasn't yeah, I guess a little bit. Yeah,
There was
Like Juice World.
not yeah. It was kind of like
I still
bad.
see your shadows in
He
my
had-
room.
It was like bad Juice World.
You know the lyrics.
Are you talking about?
Yeah, I do.
You do.
Are you talking about Cinnamon?
No, not that song. Not that song. That was high school. I'm on that
Same
shit
thing.
again, so hard like cinnamon. I got that flavor, that rush of adrenaline. that was my.
Like that was not the same song.
Yes, that is. I can probably.
I feel
find
like that
it.
song was about like an ex-girlfriend or something.
No, I didn't.
It was Sad Boy
I wanna hear
Hours at
I
that
want to hear the
time.
college FL Studio song.
Damn, I shouldn't have said
I remember.
anything.
I remember the Gucci Cologne remix.
Oh, my breath stink. I don't wear cologne.
Oh.
He was a Dave Bird and
Dang, do I still have this? It's gone. Oh no, it's not. Oh gosh.
Oh yes. Oh,
I got the cinnamon. I
yes.
got the lyrics to cinnamon.
let me see.
It's okay. Oh
Yep.
wow.
You don't have the file.
Yep.
You don't have the audio
There
file.
it
I don't
is.
know if I do. Oh, it's
Yeah,
bad.
you do. Yeah,
It's
you
about
do.
a girl.
Oh, I gotta get this off. This is like making me blush right now. I'm so embarrassed.
It was cringe
No, we need
AF.
I want the
Okay,
audio. I
here's
want the
Don't
audio.
Wear Cologne. I'll play Don't Wear Cologne. Do you know the song Gucci Cologne?
I do.
What is it? Something Gucci Cologne. I smell good. Gucci Cologne.
Yeah,
That's
that's
about
it.
the gist of it.
That's it.
Oh, but this thing isn't about to play audio.
Smell good.
Okay, hold on.
Gucci
Let me
Cologne.
switch it up.
Don't want to fuck. Just give me some dome.
You can unplug me if you want.
No, I'm not gonna unplug anybody. I'm just gonna switch over. Nick, talk.
Okay.
All right, you're still in.
Are you in?
Yeah, I'm in.
Cinnamon.
Let me go to SoundCloud because I got it on SoundCloud.
Hey, don't blush. Hey, I blush when we play Philly cheesesteak.
Did we play this? We didn't play Philly cheesesteak on the pod though.
Philly cheesesteak. Y'all know that
Philly
Danny
cheese,
DeVito is a
Philly.
spokesperson for Jersey Mike's now.
I made a song.
About Jersey Mike's.
How do I see my songs?
My man.
Can I see my songs on here? Yeah, I can.
I'm a fan of this cat.
That's dash straight up.
I remade this whole beat in FL Studio and then recorded over it my vocals. My feet stink. I don't wear cologne. I don't wanna shower, just leave me alone. These bitches be tweaking, they holding their nose. Post Malone with the beard, let's get it on. Free ball shit, I don't clean my dong. Underwear hang out my jeans and it's brown. Got me smelling bad, you can smell it through the songs. Dandruff on my head and it's falling on the ground. Smelling like an ass cheek strong. Walking out the house and the smell tag along. My feet stink. I don't wear cologne. I don't wanna shower, just leave me alone. These bitches be tweaking, they holding their nose. Post Malone with the beard, let's get it on. Free ball shit, I don't clean my dong. Underwear hang out my jeans and it's brown. Got me smelling bad, you can smell it through the songs. Dandruff on my head and it's falling on the ground. Smelling like an ass cheek strong. Walking out the house and the smell tag along. I make asparagus with the Fritos. Talk to that bitch and that bitch tell me be gone. Got me the same underwear and it's two-tone. Mixing the white with the color brown. See through my whole shirt like it's really gone. In the back of my jeans got them big holes. Eat on a drumstick, ham bone. My shoes, my socks gone. She's shaking her head to my song. My ass blow long like a trombone. I won't brush my teeth even though I got toothpaste. Hop in the Honda Civic Coupe. Smelling me say that it's too wrong. Can't hang with them cause you know they want me gone. Going bad like a hambo. Smelling like crap, getting moldy is how I belong. My face stink. I don't wear cologne. I don't wanna shower, just leave me alone. These bitches be tweaking, they holding their nose. Post Malone with the beard, let's get it on. Free ball shit, I don't clean my dong. Underwear hang out my jeans and it's brown. Got me smelling bad, you can smell it to the songs. Dandruff from my head and it's falling on the ground. Smelling like an ass cheek strong. Walking out the house and smell tag along. My feet stink. I don't It's wear just the
Oh
same again.
my
And
God.
I edited this
so
video.
good.
I'm on the Gucci cologne. That's like the Gucci thing.
Got me smelling bad.
And it's my head on it.
My shoe, my socks.
Oh my
If I'm being
gosh.
honest, like if you like
I
just
can't
like tweaked up the vocals a little bit, that's a banger right there.
Oh my god.
Like I definitely think you could get a bunch of views off it being a
You
parody
said
or something.
My jeans have a bunch of holes in it or something.
Is something. I don't know if I have.
That
Do I
hit
have
for
the
real.
lyrics?
For real.
Do I have the lyrics to Don't Wear Cologne? I don't think I do. I don't. Most of them were just beats I made. Like this one. This was my favorite beat I made. Oh, I can't play it through here. Hold on. Okay. Oh, I have it on here.
Sheets stink.
This is my favorite beat I made. This was the cinnamon one. That was that song.
I
I made a
remember.
song in high school called Cinnamon. It was horrible to this beat that I made from scratch.
He was in Sad Boy Hours.
Yeah, that's fire. That's fire. That's
And then
flames
Adam and
right
I
there.
made this one.
Balls in my face.
Oh, I like the picture.
Balls in your face. Oh, balls in your face. Balls in your face.
That's pretty good. Sound like Justin Bieber.
Balls in your face. Balls in your Balls in my face.
That's about
That's
right.
it.
That's about right.
That's what I made. And then I made one song that I was like really tried on, and that's why it's so embarrassing. I don't even know if I can find it. I think it's on my Google Drive.
But I like cinnamon. I gotta go pee real fast.
Okay, let's pause.
Balls in your face. You muted all of us?
Yeah, so when I go back to edit it in a couple minutes.
Let's go.
All right. Let me see if I can even find it.
Balls in your face.
All right, I'll play it. This is I'm gonna get really. I'll probably get red when I play it because I always do.
Red like cinnamon.
No,
Red
worse.
Light Sinus.
This is the song. Okay, I'll preface. 4 years ago, I was a freshman in college. I was sad. And I was living in a dorm, and all I had was FL Studio and that microphone.
Wow.
Coping mechanisms.
I made this. This was my song. 2019.
Not that long ago, by the way. Not that long.
That's
ago.
really long. That's really long.
Not long at all.
If
4
it
years.
might not load. It might not load. I don't think it's gonna load.
Right before you met Bubs.
It was a year. It was around a
Like
year.
Clips.
He did clip the mic burping.
Shoved it
Oh,
down my throat.
oh, look. It's not gonna load.
No, load it.
Oh, what
load
a
it,
shame.
load
Give
it,
it
load
another
it,
try.
Load it.
Try
Load
taking it off of Wi-Fi.
Yeah, put that hoe on airplane mode.
Oh, it's off of Wi-Fi. It says no connection now.
I
Now
can
we
use
gotta
my
load
personal
it, we gotta
hotspot.
load it, We gotta load it.
A personal hotspot.
You ever connected a phone to a hotspot?
What is that noise? Don't stop clicking your microphone. That's horrible. That's
Clipping my
horrible
pinky.
mic awareness.
Bad mic awareness.
Check it out. Not loading. Not even
Would
mad.
be good at mic awareness. If I
Watch
just
this. I'm gonna
unplugged
do download. Can I download it?
balls in your face.
See, that's a good one.
I think they call that sexual assault.
No shot. The balls are just too innocent.
Yeah, they're very innocent member.
Yeah, they are. You can't hurt anyone with some balls because you hurt yourself before you hurt someone.
You could say that again. Check it out. Not even going to download. I don't even have to worry about it. This is the best thing that's ever happened.
Are you kidding me? We put it as the outro.
No, I'm not putting it on without commenting on
No,
it.
you gotta outro it. Get Alexa.
Try it on your laptop.
The laptop decided it's never going to communicate with this thing, and if I reboot it, it's going to power that off. So we're at a crossroads.
We'll wait.
Well, if it loads, we can start talking about something else. Talk about our last topic.
That cat is definitely drinking out of the trough.
He likes to, and it's a she.
Yeah, and it's a she.
He likes to, and it's a she.
That's some crisp beer water right there.
So, I guess let's talk about this, right? If you had to have one thing, one like hobby or thing or kind of like part of your life that you got to keep, and it can't be something like meaningful like your girlfriend or your family. You had like one thing you could focus on or do for the rest of your life, what would it be? But that goes to both of you.
Like anything, or like something we're already kind of...
It could be something you're already doing or something you aspire to maybe do one day, or just any... It's like one thing you can focus... You know how some people are very one-dimensional and they've got like one thing that's all they focus on their entire life. What if you had to become that? What would it be about? Mine's motorcycles. It's easy. Motorcycles. Everything to do with motorcycles. I just love them. What are your guys' thing? Gus, do you have one?
Fitness.
Fitness what?
Dick in your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. Dang, I was gonna say it. Dude. I was gonna say you stole it. Yeah, I would probably right now. That's tough.
I started playing.
Whoa, yeah.
Isn't it the worst, like, when you wait on something to load, and then as soon as you back out, it decides it wants to start, and then you go
Wait,
back,
did it
and then
load?
it never tries it
No,
again?
It didn't. I feel like I'm allowed to download it, and then it should always be on the phone, right? What about move? What is your thing, Nick? We gotta figure that. We gotta get to the bottom of this.
I want to say sports.
One thing.
I think
Yeah, can it be general?
I'd say basketball.
To work on your layups.
Yeah. I don't even play basketball that much. Lucky, or
to get,
I don't know.
To get clean with that.
I kind of want to get
Iverson
back
layup.
into skateboarding too. I want like something like that's kind of physical,
Yeah.
but requires skill and developing those skills. Like skateboarding kind of takes like a lot of motor skills.
It does, yeah.
And
yeah.
it's like a lot of trial and error and like correcting things. I want like, I don't know. Basketball's kind of cool too. I like fitness mixed with developing skills.
That's why I say fitness, because it's so broad. Like,
It is broad.
Like, I wouldn't say running, and I wouldn't say like weight training,
Yeah.
because those are two like, I mean, they're different things, but I love them both equally. And then there's like the education side where I like reading stuff, like reading stuff. So I don't want to give that up, but I know I'm going to do that for the rest of my life. So I don't know whether to say like, you know, business or finance.
Oh. Okay.
Is it ready?
No, it didn't work.
So if I hit that play button,
won't-
nothing will happen?
No.
Interesting.
I'm backing out.
It's okay.
It's
I'll
still
push
doing
forward.
a loading thing on the top. It's still doing a loading
Can't
thing. It
back
might
out.
buffer.
Hold on. All right.
I heard the
say
piano,
your
though.
thing. Say your thing, and then we'll press play and see if it goes.
Oh, I'm starting to get nervous.
Say your thing.
Okay. That's why I say motorcycles, because I really like working on them. And I like riding them, but there's also different types. There's like
Getting nervous.
dirt bikes, and there's... I'm getting nervous. Is it still doing the loading thing? You see it at the top?
Yep.
So it might not be ready.
So Nick says
So it's
sports.
okay. So you can
Nick
keep
says
talking about your
layups.
stuff.
Layups for the rest of his
Layups.
life.
Layups for real. Stick to the fundamentals.
And then I don't know. I got too many things.
Because there's a lot of things that I wouldn't want to give up, but if I had to pick one thing right now, it'd be motorcycles.
Financial literacy.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, but what are you going to do with your finances if you can't do anything else with your life?
What?
All you can do is get money?
What if you're really like proficient at financial literacy, but you just never have the financials?
That would suck. That would suck. But I at least need the know-how because I'm looking out for my children and my children's children.
But yeah, I guess that's fair. But
Okay.
if you are so good at money, but that's your only thing, then you can't have other things. So you have all this cash and nothing to spend it on.
As long as my kids are good.
Can we talk about children for a
Mike
minute?
is cutting out.
As long as my kids are good.
Let's talk about children.
Why?
Do you want them, Nick?
I don't know.
You want to make some?
You
I don't know.
You could build them.
Nick, I could see you having a little
Easy.
boy and teaching him how to take care of a tree. Is my mic coming out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't move. Don't move.
But it's
Yeah.
all right. I mean,
Wait, turn
we
me up
gotta
a little bit,
accept
turn me
it.
up, turn me
We
up a
gotta
little
accept
bit.
the mic for who it is.
What's up?
There we go.
If,
There we
it,
go.
if it's
there we
ready
go,
to
there
come
we go,
out,
there
it
we
can
go.
come out. Be supportive,
That's like a zombie. Do
like a white zombie.
you want to hear the song?
Yes.
Play it. Oh,
Hands off.
go back here.
You got me going crazy, got me seeing hazy. Gotta need you to save me, I need you to save me now. You got me going crazy, got me seeing hazy. Gotta need you to save me, I need you to save me now.
Love the auto-tune.
You got me going crazy,
So much
thinking about
auto-tune.
all the things that can't change. Got me crazy, thinking about all the places I've been. Though when does it end? Though when does it end? Going crazy, crazy now. Crazy for you, crazy for you. Going crazy, crazy. How I do, girl. You got me going crazy, got me seeing hazy. Gotta need you to save me, I need you to save me now.
You send this to
Got me
her?
going crazy, got me seeing hazy.
It's kind of like a Jason Derulo song.
You got me thinking on a Sunday morning. I don't want it, but girl, I love it. Now you're making my head twirl in this crazy world, girl. You're so demonic. I took a double shot of your love and I overdosed. And it didn't kill me, girl, but it brought me back.
You're like a drug.
Oh
God.
You got me going crazy, got me seeing hazy. Gotta need you to save me, I need you to save me now. I know it's hard to look back at the way it was before. Girl, you got me thinking, and I don't want this no more. So I'm never coming back around for you.
No.
Never coming back, never
Oh, I
coming
worked
back
on this
around
so
for you.
hard.
For you, no. You got me going crazy, got me seeing hazy. Gotta
That's
need
just
you
the
to
same
save me,
hook
I need
again.
you to save me now.
Coming back to turn it off.
No, it's all right.
Now you gotta let it play out.
The finale is the
You gotta
best
play it
part.
out. Got me going crazy, got me seeing hazy. That's facts right there.
Dude, I worked
Did you really
so...
take a double shot of her love?
Yeah, and it overdosed. I worked so hard on that song.
I'm gonna be honest. It's a quality song.
It's a quality song.
It really is quality.
That was all through that microphone. And you can hear it's like popping and clicking.
Got me going crazy, got me going crazy, got me seeing hazy, got me seeing hazy.
It's so embarrassing. It's weird. I'm not embarrassed. Like, I'll listen back to
Yeah.
our podcasts. I'll look at anything else I did. That, when I show people, I'm so embarrassed.
That's nothing to be embarrassed about right there.
I'm so
It
embarrassed.
really isn't.
I broke
'Cause
up
I
with
mean,
a
like-
chick and I listened to Juice WRLD for 6 months.
I wonder how much they can actually hear.
Yeah, this baby up.
Tomorrow morning we'll have a new mic for you.
You
He's
almost
out.
just gotta like sit
It's
side by
cooked.
side
It's
and use the
cooked.
same mic.
She's cut. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye. That's it, Nick. Do you have any final words we gotta say? Because we gotta wrap it up. The mics are failing, and I'm embarrassed, and it's
got
all
me
going.
got me going crazy. Got me going crazy.
I can't believe I put that on my
Can't even
podcast.
hear me right now.
No, I
Can you
can't.
hear me
I can't.
right now?
I'm gonna turn when I sometimes I listen back to the pods just to like see what's going on and like try and.
Quality control.
I feel like it's quality assurance. You know, I got to make sure that they're actually funny.
The QC
And I'll be
choice.
laughing. I'll be laughing
Yeah.
sometimes, so I know that they're kind of funny. But I'm gonna turn it off. Is that?